Coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick High School Marching Ensemble entertaining the crowd here at STA Stadium in Williamsport prior to the regular season finale between the Bulldogs and the Millionaires of Williamsport High School. Here's the starting lineup offensively for Berwick. The tight end, number 11, Joe Norse. 6'3", 185 pounds, a senior. 6 catches on the season for 116 yards and 1 touchdown. The left tackle, number 72, Ben Peck. 6'3", 251 pounds, a junior. Tom Monaco starts at left guard. He wears number 73. He is 6'3", 284 pounds, a senior. Noah Craig is the starting center, number 79. 6 foot, 246 pounds, a sophomore. The right guard is another sophomore, Mike Zalutko. He wears number 71. He is 6'1", 264 pounds. The right tackle is number 70, Chase Struther. 6'3", 294 pounds, a senior. At the receiver positions for Berwick, the leading receiver is number 3, Damon Beckhorn. He is a 6 foot, 181 pound senior. 26 catches on the season for 325 yards and 4 touchdowns. Second leading receiver is number 13, Jared Watts. He is 5'10", 167 pounds, a senior, with 20 receptions, 305 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also see a number of other receivers, including Tegan Wilk, who has 11 catches on the season for 114 yards and a touchdown. Wilk, a sophomore, 5'11", 161 pounds. Jared Marshman will be playing in his 4th game this season. He had that unfortunate injury in the offseason, has come back, and it's no coincidence that the Bulldogs have averaged 40.3 points since his return. He's completing 59.1% of his passes for 396 yards. He's thrown 6 touchdown passes in 3 games and no interceptions. Leading rusher for the Bulldogs is number 8, Evan Klinger. 5'10", 175 pound senior, averaging over 6 yards a carry. 676 yards rushing, 8th in the Wyoming Valley Conference, 7 rushing touchdowns for Evan Klinger. When Klinger gets a breather, Owen Shoemaker comes in and gives no breather to the opposition. He's had a great season in his own right. Owen, a junior, wears number 39. He's 5'9", 191 pounds. He averages 6.8 yards a carry, 564 yards rushing, and 6 touchdowns. Had those 2 long touchdown runs in the 4th quarter to put away that win over Lake Lehman last Friday at Crispin Field. The fullback, number 44, Joey Lynn, 5'11", 216 pound junior, 16 carries on the season for 87 yards and 1 touchdown. He's averaging 5.4 yards a carry. That is the starting lineup. Offensively for the Bulldogs under Frank Sheptalk in his 2nd season as head coach, they come in 8-1. This offense averages 30.1 points per game. For the Millionaires of Williamsport, they have an outstanding tight end. He wears number 10. His name is Ethan Stryker. Great size, 6'4", 240 pounds, a senior. He is 2nd on the team in receptions with 44, 471 yards, and 7 touchdowns. They have a veteran offensive line, 3 starters back from a year ago, including the left tackle, number 67, Tucker Kreischer. 6'2", 260 pounds, a junior. The left guard is the marquee player on this offensive front. He wears number 75. He is Kurt Daniker. 6'4", 330 pounds, a senior. He'll be playing in the MAC Conference next year for Ohio University. In fact, he plans to graduate early from Williamsport and enroll in January, so he will be able to take part in spring ball for the Bobcats. The starting center is number 74, Chance Bauer. He's 5'11", 240 pounds, a senior. The right guard is number 60, Dalton Kreiner. 6'4", 260 pounds, a senior. The right tackle is number 73, Quadir Walker. 6 foot, 235 pounds, a sophomore. At the wide receiver positions, the leading receiver is Marcus Simmons. He's outstanding. A junior at 5'9", 170 pounds. He leads all of District 4 as well as the Wyoming Valley Conference in receptions with 56 for 773 yards and 10 touchdowns. We'll also see him running the football. 25 carries on the season for 144 yards and 4 touchdowns. He averages 5.8 yards a carry. At the wide receiver positions, in addition to Simmons, brothers Colin and Tanner Esposito. Colin is a junior. He's 5'7", 155 pounds, 22 receptions on the season for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has caught touchdown passes in each of their last 2 games, a win over Coughlin and a loss to Wyoming area. His older brother Tanner, the senior, he's 6'1", 175 pounds. He has 25 receptions on the season for 310 yards and 1 touchdown. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Millionaires of Williamsport under Charles Cruz in his 3rd season as head coach. Their offense is outstanding. They are first in the Wyoming Valley Conference in scoring, 38 points a game. First in passing yardage, 223.7 a game. And total yardage, 402.3 yards a game. Their quarterback, a junior at 6'3" and 205, Joe Fagnano. They had an outstanding quarterback last year, Isaiah Hankins. He's redshirting this year at IUP. Fagnano has stepped in, and as far as passing the football, they've not skipped a beat. He has completed 67% of his passes for 2,005 yards, 25 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. And he may not be the runner that Hankins was, but he can still run the football. 231 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns to junior Joe Fagnano. So Williamsport against Berwick to end the regular season. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, looking at it, Jim, Berwick's got to stop the pass. It comes down to that. This is an amazing passing team. Berwick can't ignore the run. This team can do things on the ground. They're not poor with it. In fact, they have 2 very good running backs, make it 3 of them. But it's the passing that really is the stunning numbers. 223 yards a game, tops in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Quarterback Joe Fagnano. He'll throw, and boy, he's going to throw it well. He's tops in all categories in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and he's tops by a lot. They don't even come close. 2,005 yards passing on the season. The nearest is Sparky Wolk of Hazelton with 1,754. That's a 251-yard difference in what this guy Fagnano's been throwing. When you look at the number of completions and the number of attempts, he's number 1 in both of those. His completions are 170. That's 48 more than Sparky Wolk has thrown. Interceptions for all of that passing at a minimum. Just 3 interceptions all year with 25 touchdown passes. That, too, is tops compared to number 2 in the league, who has only 17. So 25 touchdown passing. And a quarterback rating, which sort of factors all of these things in together. It's a 162.7 rating compared to Sparky Wolk, who's at 147. And we know Sparky Wolk's a a great quarterback. He puts up great numbers for his team. But this guy is a bit of a quantum leap above the next best in the conference. And you can see that. And he's here and he's healthy. Got knocked out of the game last week. They were worried, went through concussion protocols, but he passed the test with flying colors, or he wouldn't be in there. And boy, it's going to present a challenge for the Berwick secondary. And it's not just the passer. You got to look at the receivers. When you're completing that many passes, you got to have guys to catch the ball. So they have the number 1 receiver in the conference. They have the number 2 receiver in the conference. In fact, 4 of their players are in the top 17 in the conference. Marcus Simmons has amazing catch numbers, 56 receptions for 773 yards and 10 touchdowns. All of them are tops. So they're extremely strong in that category. Look at the tight end, Ethan Stryker. He's number 2 in the conference. 44 catches, 471 yards. He has 7 touchdowns. And then go to the Esposito brothers. You know, they have catches to put them 15th and 17th in the conference. So how do you stop that? Berwick's going to have the challenge. Sometimes you'll go zone. This team likes to come out with 4 and 5 immediate receivers. So you keep it all in front of you and break to the ball when it's thrown. Sometimes you'll go man-to-man, try to lock on and hope you're getting enough pressure in there to force a quick pass. Berwick has talented coverage people, but they're going to have people that are going to realize in this game they're going to be beaten at some point. there's going to be a big play. This is a team that's tops in scoring, 38 points a game. This team's going to score its touchdowns, and they're going to give up big plays. Berwick's going to have to regroup, come back, and defensively they have to recognize, limit the success of that passing game, Jim.
Bulldogs against the Millionaires of Williamsport, 30th meeting between these two schools. We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Williamsport, and Greater Hazleton, 103.5.
Bulldogs of Berwick ready to make their appearance on the far side of the field from us. Bulldogs tonight wearing their white jerseys, white helmets, white pants, blue numerals, and trim as they get set for the 31st meeting between Williamsport and Berwick. Bulldogs lead this series 22-8. They had won 5 straight prior to last season's 56-23 Williamsport win at Crispin Field. Trey Potts, who we mentioned earlier, has missed all this season with injury. Had a great game at Crispin Field. 15 carries, 177 yards, and 3 touchdowns as the Bulldogs just now making their way onto that far side of the field. Of course, that pales in comparison to the best performance by a Williamsport running back, and that was at Crispin Field as well, against Berwick, that is, 2002. Darrell Blackman, 27 carries, 353 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Of course, Gary Brown was another running back from Williamsport the Bulldogs have faced. So it's quite a tradition here.
Oh, is it ever?
When you talk about traditions, these two schools are among the top winning programs in the history of Pennsylvania football. Berwick, 805 wins, third behind only Mount Carmel and Easton, and Williamsport eighth with 708 wins. As the Millionaires just now making their way on the field wearing their red jerseys, white pants, white numerals, black helmets. The officiating crew for tonight's game: John Rowan is the referee, Frank Galicki is the umpire, the linesman Carmen Saporito, the line judge is Mike Monahan, Chuck Hannon is the field judge, and the side judge is Bill Monahan.
Good crew coming up this way, quite a distance from Berwick, which normally goes in the other direction to play. I thought we'd see a crew of officials where I didn't recognize the names. But no, we've seen John Rowan, Frank Galicki, the Monahan boys, Carmen Saporito, and Chuck Hannon along the way, and they always do a fine job.
Andy, we talked about offense, we talked about defense. Special teams is an area where Berwick has excelled this season for 2 reasons, really. One is the kicking of Ken Marshman. He's got 17 touchbacks. He's perfect in field goals. He's missed only 1 extra point. That's big. But the return game on both punts and kicks has been great. Now, Williamsport doesn't take a back seat necessarily. Angelo Girardi, in fact, leads the Wyoming Valley Conference in kicking points, and Ken Marshman is second. So Girardi is an excellent kicker, and they do have some return threats as well. In fact, Latrell Jackson, one of their return men, has a return for a touchdown this year. But Berwick almost always, in fact, I believe every game this season, has won that battle.
Yeah, And it's going to be a challenge to do it in this one, as you mentioned, a kicker who can equal or even excel yours, because he has more points because Williamsport puts more touchdowns up and gives him more opportunities for the PATs. And it's got a good strong leg for field goals along with the 44 PATs and strong return people. So Berwick's going to have to compensate for that, try to get in good pressure, try to block some kicks or some punts, when it's a place kick situation, and make sure that they handle their lanes and their assignments well in coverage.
Berwick's going to get the ball to start this game, and this opening series could be very good. I mean, Williamsport's coming off a game which they gave up 58 points at Wyoming area. So obviously their defense isn't feeling very good about themselves, and it will be important for them to get a stop on this first Berwick possession as the Bulldogs will move from our left to our right. And Evan Klinger, who has an 88-yard kick return for a touchdown to his credit, is the deepest of three Bulldogs. As Tegan Wilk and Alex Parks are back there as well. And they have shown that they can return kicks. Alex Parks has a 51-yard kick return on the season. Wilk averages over 30 yards a return. So we're set to go as Angelo Girardi gets the signals from the officiating crew, and this game is underway. It's a very, very short kick, fielded by one of the up men at the 35-yard line, and the return out over the 43 as the kick came up very, very short. Antonio Barata, a sophomore, was able to get it for the Bulldogs. They'll take over the 44-yard line. You think that's on purpose or not?
I think it was by design. Might be afraid to go deep where he might have over-kicked an onside attempt. But Antonio Barata with good hands caught it. Saw he had time to try to maneuver. Tried to reverse the field a little bit. Good ball security on the sophomore's part.
Good field position for Berwick. Will check the Williamsport defense after this opening play. Slot to the right side. Marshman out of the gun and movement as Damon Beckhorn broke the snap. Williamsport across the front. Jameer Burgett, Kurt Daniger, Dalton Kreiner, Ben Gavrick, inside linebackers in the 4-4, Nate Welsh and Chase Bauer. Outside, Jonah Nicholas and Cam Dickey. The corners, Alex Pickering and Tom Robinson. The safety is Ethan Williams.
Big size up front, especially in the interior. Daniker's 330 pounds. Dalton Kreiner goes 260, so it's going to be tough to push the middle.
1st and 15 for Berwick. Rolling right is Marshman. Big pass rush. He throws it at the last moment. A diving attempt and a catch by Wilk. He'd have been much better off not catching that ball. Would have gone as an incompletion. As it is, it's a 3-yard loss on the completion, 2nd and 18.
When that ball's flying up like that, though, you're a little afraid if you don't catch it, somebody else may, and it might be a defender. So he came sliding up even though he lost 2 yards.
I actually thought Marshman was throwing it away.
Yeah.
2nd and long. The first running play for the Bulldogs, it's Evan Klinger. He gets just a couple to the 37-yard line. Jameer Burgett, 5'10", 225-pound senior defensive end, makes the play for Williamsport. So it will be a 3rd down and 16 for Berwick.
Ball on the right hash. Berwick's going to go without the huddle formation, and the wide side of the field to the left as Marshman will take it from shotgun.
Trips to the left side. Marshman has the snap. Back to throw. Pump fake. Looking long. Down the far side. Incomplete. At the 30-yard line. Good battle on the far side. Justin Robbins, the intended receiver.
Ethan Williams was the defender, Jim, and he did have him. I thought Robbins actually had the step. The ball hung up a little bit, and Robbins had to kind of wait. By that time, Ethan Williams sort of ran toward the receiver. No contact. Wasn't looking back for the ball, but able to sort of interfere enough with the vision and the play to not allow for the catch.
Marcus Simmons will be deep, anticipating the punt by Berwick. Ryan Lawbaugh is going to do the long snapping on punts tonight, and that's significant because that is Berwick's 5th long snapper on the season. We have a penalty on Williamsport, too many people on the field, so it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. It'll be 4th and 11, so Berwick's still in the punting mode.
A lot of depth at that long snapper position. Or a lot of tryouts.
Actually, a lot of injuries, which is unusual for that position. And his snap is a bad one. It skitters along the turf, but Sharkowski picks it up and gets the kick away and takes a great roll where Berwick is concerned. It's still rolling inside the 10-yard line and down to the 7. So Alex Sharkuski, who missed last game with an injury, comes back, fields the low snap, and gets the kick away. Terrific punt.
I told Laubaugh if he has a bad snap, I'll tell everyone Tegan Wilkes snapped it. So Wilkes' bad snap, easily fielded though. It's sort of a short hop. Sharkuski didn't panic, got the punt away, and got a tremendous bounce. So while not picture perfect in form, you can't ask for a better situation to come out of the punt.
50 yards, no return. Williamsport, their first possession. Moving from our right to our left, they have it at the 8-yard line. Fagnano's back to throw, and he fires in and out of the hands. So Marcus Simmons at the 12-yard line. Berwick defensively across the front with Joe Norse and Jim LeGrand at the ends. J.J. Snyder and Tom Monaco inside. The linebackers, Noah Craig, the senior, and Joey Lynn. The secondary, Alex Sparks, Evan Klinger, Tegan Wilk, Damon Beckhorn, and Ryan Laubaugh.
Marcus Simmons doesn't miss many, but that's a drop.
Second down and 10. The give off the right side to Jackson, and he'll get maybe to the line of scrimmage. Joey Lynn makes the tackle from his linebacker position. Lynn, number 3 on the team in tackles. 60 coming to this game. No gain on the play, so it's 3rd and 10. Millionaires from their own 8.
Defensive end on the left contained it well, and Joe Lynn came down and finished it off.
Fagnano out of the gun, empty backfield, back to throw at the 1-yard line, fires to the middle, has Marcus Simmons for a first down. Simmons breaks the tackle at the 25 and brought down the 27-yard line by Tegan Wilk. So on 3rd down, they come up big. Their leading receiver, Marcus Simmons, gets 19 and a first down to the 27.
Cleared everything out as the linebackers kept getting deeper. They brought a man over the middle and managed to find the seam in the zone, delivered perfectly by Fagnano.
Slot to the left side, one running back behind Fagnano. That running back gets the call up the middle over the 30 out to the 32-yard line.
26 is the runner, Blaze McClements, Jim. They both are about the same size, Ian and Latrell Jackson. They're going to go up-tempo, no huddle after the 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4 for the Millionaires at their 33. Clements to one side, Jackson to the other side. The give on the play is to Latrell Jackson. He's over the 35, out to the 38-yard line. Looks like a Williamsport first down.
Actually, it was Marcus Simmons. They snuck into the backfield there, Jim, 21. And they will move the chains as he basically runs a tight sweep to the left side.
So they've gotten a first down through the air and gotten a first down on the ground. And they have it at their own 37-yard line. Trips to the right side. Fagnano under center. One running back behind him gets the call, tries the right side, and nothing doing.
Jimmy LeGrand crashing. In from left defensive end, hits the C gap and hits the running back. Knock him back for a loss of about a yard.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. It's Williamsport. Comes to the line of scrimmage. McClements is the running back. He is behind Fagnano as they run the pistol on 2nd and 11. Fagnano straight drop back to throw, steps up into it. Here comes the rush. He's going to run with it. He's close to the first down yardage, but will come up short at the 44-yard line. Damon Beckhorn with a tackle in the open field.
Joey Lynn blitzed through the A-gap on his right side. Fagnano saw it. He's a great runner. He turned it up, hit the A-gap opposite, realizing no time to set and throw this because of that pressure. So Berwick blitz is effective in that it stops a pass, but it doesn't stop the long, effective run.
8 yards on the carry. 3rd down and 2 from the 45-yard line. Millionaires in their first possession. Fagnano gives the running back. He's going to come up short, I believe. Jimmy LeGrand with a good tackle on Blaze McClements. And they're going to come up just short, I think.
I think, too.
Watch generous spot.
Oh,
generous spot.
Noah Craig actually came up forward on that and met it to stop any forward momentum. So with that spot, still getting the chains despite Craig's effort.
First and 10, Millionaires. 3 consecutive first downs. They have it at their own 47-yard line. Playing ball control here in the opening quarter. Fagnano on a roll right, fires to the far side, has his man over midfield to the Berwick 45-yard line.
Colin Esposito, one of the Esposito brothers, making the catch. Ryan Lawbaugh eventually spitting him to the ground, but those short catches and then runs after the catch, that one will get him good 6 yards.
Good-looking drive by the Millionaires.
Yes.
It's now reached the Berwick 47-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
It is a team that likes to go deep, though, too. He throws a great deep ball that people run under very nicely.
Simmons in motion, but they give to McClements, and McClements is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. May have not gotten anything on the play. Noah Craig coming from his linebacker position to make the play. They'll lose a yard back to the 48 of the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 5.
Frank Sheptock has allowed his defense to blitz with the inside linebackers, making a number of calls, and they've proven effective.
11th play of the drive. 3rd and 5, Williamsport at the Berwick 48-yard line. Simmons in motion to the left side. Fagnano has the snap, back to throw, fires a bullet, incomplete, flagged out of the play. This will go against Berwick. It'll be a 1st down. The pass intended for Tanner Esposito.
Tegan Wilk looked to have good coverage on the inside. Broke. The ball is thrown behind the receiver running the post. Wilk is running in that direction. In the eyes of the official, contact before the ball got there. You can see there was some collision. There's also a corner in position behind the receiver. I'm not sure who's guilty of the infraction, but an infraction is marked off.
1st down, Millionaires at the Bulldog 33-yard line. 6:30 remaining in a fast-moving opening quarter. Long drive by the Millionaires. Fagnano out of the gun, back to throw, has time. Now it breaks down. He's going to run with the football and makes a good gain to the 24-yard line. Picks up 9 on the scramble as making the stop.
Alex Sharkuski came up and made the stop, and behind, I believe it was J.J. Snyder. A little trip, and then the other guy making the stop. But, boy, this team is moving machine-like, Jim.
So Sharkuski with a strange substitution in the
Yeah.
Bulldogs secondary now. 2nd
Yep.
down and 1.
Nickel and dime backs coming into the game.
And we have a timeout called by Berwick. 5:56 to go. Opening quarter, no score. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
3 and out for Berwick on their first possession, and now Williamsport in the midst of a 12-play drive that started at their own 8-yard line and is now at the Berwick 24-yard line. 5:56 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
They have a nice rhythm, not huddling, keeping things moving, mixing the run with a little bit of pass.
Tanner Esposito wide to the left. Fagnano out of the gun. McClements is the running back to his left. 2nd down and 1. Simmons comes in motion, a fake to him. Fagnano's going for all of it into the end zone, overthrew his man. Tanner Esposito, the intended receiver. Tegan Wilk, good coverage for the Bulldogs. So on 2nd and 1, they go for all of it. Now 3rd and 1 from the 24.
Alex Parks had a man-to-man and had him covered well. Tegan Wilk, a true free safety, also hovering in that area. So the deep pass goes this way.
McClements, the lone running back. He gets the call straight ahead and has the 1st down. Plays McClements to the 21-yard line.
Sometime when you go at this quick tempo, Jim, the defense loses track of down and distance. It was 3rd and very short. The offense certainly knew the call was going to be a dive. Defense wasn't really stacked up against it.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line of Berwick. Trips to the left side. Fagnano on an end around, pitches the ball to Simmons inside the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and forced out of bounds around the 6-yard line.
They like to get the ball in Simmons' hands. He started on the left side after a fake dive. The quarterback pops him in the half-moon motion, and he takes it around the right side. Good blocking gives him the soft corner. Player or two gets turned around before Evan Klinger runs him out of bounds.
15 yards on the carry by Simmons from the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Play action, rolling right as Fagnano gets by one man, looks into the end zone, is going to keep the football and forced out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Well, you made 2 Berwick defenders miss, Jim. He was rolling, but Berwick had people in position to prevent him from turning it upfield. He looked at the one, kind of stopped, sidestepped, and lost the lunge. Inside step on the second man before the third man gives him a pop out of bounds.
2nd and goal, Williamsport from the Berwick 5-yard line. Slot to the left. Simmons is wide to the right. Fagnano out of the gun, rolls to his left, and shuffles the pass ahead, has the completion down to about the 2-yard line, but it'll be a 3rd down and goal as the tight end, Ethan Stryker, got the pitch ahead, the shuffle pass, and now it is 3rd down and goal for Williamsport at the 2-yard line of Berwick.
Could be 4th down territory. They do have a fine field goal kicker. Watch for run.
Clements is the lone running back. He gets the call. McClements is hit and dropped. Joey Lynn is the first one there. He'll lose a yard. Bring up 4th down. The field goal unit will come on. Big play. Linebacker Joey Lynn.
Joey Lynn was there, and also pinching in on the other side was his mate Noah Craig. Berwick had a lot of people at the point of attack, and instead of going for the short yardage touchdown, they're going to try to go for 3.
Angelo Girardi, who has 4 field goals in the season. Chip shot from the 20-yard line. His kick is up, and his kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:16 remaining in the opening quarter. Williamsport 3 and Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Longest drive of the season against the Berwick defense. 18 plays. Williamsport goes from their own 8 to the Berwick 4, but they have to settle for a field goal. 20 yards by Angelo Girardi. 3-0 Millionaires. 4:16 to go in this opening quarter. And Berwick, by the way, defensively has yet to give up a touchdown in the opening quarter of any game, and that's kind of a win with it settling for that field goal for Berwick.
Yeah, just a second field goal in the first quarter. They've given up only 6 points all year.
Girardi approaches. His last kick was very, very short and high, and this one is as well, and it goes to the very same person, Antonio Barata, and this time he is brought down at the 33-yard line.
He's a magnet for that football, Jim. I always talked to him before the game. Nice young man. I don't think he expected to be fielding the first 2 kickoffs of the game. The ball again comes up short, comes to that second level. Barata gets under it very nicely. Good hands on the football and returns it.
And boy, after the other team uses up 18 plays in most of the first quarter, your offense wants to come out and get something going.
Little surprising, though, in that 18 plays, Jim. Only 4 passing attempts. Well, there's another attempt that was an interference call. Normally the team passes a lot more.
Marshman out of the gun, fires over the middle, and the pass sails on him over the head of Damon Beckhorn. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, Berwick from their 33.
Beckhorn on the near side, wide, doing a slant from the right. Ball a little bit high and away from him. They weren't together on their mindset of how they were going to run that.
Owen Shoemaker now is the tailback Berwick runs an I formation. Joey Lynn, the fullback, ahead of him. Fake to Shoemaker, rolling left is Marshman, throws downfield, incomplete. Had a man, Beckhorn at the 41-yard line, just off his fingertips.
Tight coverage. Jonah Nicholas stayed with him all the way downfield. Had an arm around him to bring him down if it was going to be caught. Almost a one-handed attempt. Little left side roll, but a question mark roll where he can set his feet and heave it downfield nicely. Just doesn't click again.
3rd and 10 Berwick from their 33. Joe Norse in motion to the left side. Quick out to the far side of the completion, but just out to the 40-yard line. So a quick out from Jared Marshman.
Justin Robbins with the catch, Jim. Trying to get a little receiver screen over there on the far side. He picked up one block. You'll get 5 yards, but he needed the 10.
Boy, in Berwick, 2 3-and-outs. 3:35 to go in this first. In this Williamsport defense that's been torched this season. Looking pretty good so far.
Yes, they are, but a lot of things as Berwick with its passing has been a little bit off target. Williamsport plays to run pretty well.
Ryan Lawbaugh with the long snap. Sharkuski back at the 24.
Oh, boy.
What happened?
It came up short, Jim. It hit the 3 up men, and it ended up where Benjamin Peck had it hit his knee. He picked it up. I don't think there's any design for a fake. I think they just struggled with the snap. And Williamsport's going to have excellent position on Berwick's 30-yard line.
So long snapping, which has been the bugaboo for this Berwick team all season long, continues to be a problem. And Williamsport with a great opportunity to add to a 3-0 lead with 3:13 to go in the first quarter.
Berwick needs an impact play. Need a sack. Need to force a turnover.
Magnano with Jackson as the running back. Magnano has the snap. Fires over the middle. Has the tight end Stryker. And Stryker down to the 22-yard line. Big target. 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 as Williamsport comes quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback was able to adjust his receivers. Pulled them in. Didn't like them as wide as they were. He knew where the seam would open. And Stryker releases and hits that seam.
There is a flag down on the play, and they're pointing against the Millionaires.
Keegan Wilk leveled Stryker, who's very tall. He had to bend to catch it. Kind of a chop to the chops. But the penalty against Williamsport, a 5-yarder, will take away the pass.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Millionaires at their 35-yard line.
They might have snuck a lineman downfield, Jim, is what they're calling.
2:57 to go in this quarter. Williamsport looking to add to a 3-0 lead. Simmons in motion left to right. Fagnano has the snap. Back to throw. Dumps his screen over the middle to Latrell Jackson. He dropped the ball. Looked like it was set up pretty well for him.
Set up well and right in his hands. Joe Fagnano has 2 completes in 5 attempts, but 2 of the 3 incompletes were clearly dropped. So he's on target. His receivers have to help him out. It was a center screen. He had people in front. They let Berwick's rushers sift on through. Timed perfectly, but his receiver let him down.
2nd and 15. Millionaires at the 35. 3rd down. Correction. Fagnano takes the snap. Back to throw. Here comes Beckhorn on the corner blitz, and he gets him for a sack back at the 37-yard line. David Beckhorn's been so effective on that corner blitz this season. They had him coming from the right side, and he gets Fagnano back at the 38-yard line. 4th and long. Punt team on for the Millionaires.
His 4th sack of the season to go along now with 8 tackles, 4 losses. He lurks toward the line of scrimmage. Every now and then from the secondary, he'll be called to blitz. Now and then if he sees it with his quickness, he's given the freedom to go for it. So Williamsport gets the ball in scoring position and is going to be forced to punt it away.
Tanner Esposito back to do the punting. His brother, Colin, does the long snapping. Snap a little bit high. The kick is away. Very, very high. Very, very short. And
they're going to march it up, triangulate beyond the first down pole, coming up to the original first down pole. They're still walking. They're toward the penalty. Whoa, the 32-yard line.
6 yards on the punt. And Berwick will have it at their 32-yard line with 1:51 to go in the opening quarter, and Williamsport leads the Bulldogs by a score of 3-0.
Berwick, just for the sake of getting some momentum, getting some spirit, needs to get something going. They don't have the first down yet. All the passes have kind of gone astray. They need to make it happen.
I formation. Evan Klinger's the tailback in the I. Joey Lynn ahead of him. From the 32, Klinger gets the call off the left side, has some running room, good burst out over the 35 near the 38-yard line.
I always feel running plays are good things to challenge your team with. If you do execute and provide the effort, you're going to make yardage happen. It's not always the same on passes, which involve finesse. There, all the power was there, and you see a good 7-yard run out of Evan Klinger.
Second down call coming from the 38-yard line. Klinger the call again, evades a tackler behind the line of scrimmage and gets what he can, which is to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs.
Eric Montez was at fullback and gave him a nice crushing block. More people on the inside. He'll get half of what he needed. About a long yard here needed.
3rd down call. Again, the I formation. After a shift, Montez is the tight end on the right. Off his right shoulder is Joe Norris. And they're going to run that way with Klinger, and it opens up for him. He's got the first down. He spins over the 45, still on his feet to midfield and to Williamsport territory. So Berwick has that first down. Evan Klinger doing the job. Some great blocking off the right side. Nathan Welsh in on the stop for the Millionaires.
Yeah, really was nice. Joey Lynn leading the way at fullback, out to the outside here on the near side. No one to block, no one to kick out. They already had everyone, so he'll just turn the soft corner. Give Evan Klinger a little more room.
10 yards on the carry. Berwick from the Williamsport 48. Play action. Marshman back to throw. Fires to the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Tegan Wilk. And boy, great coverage there. Right on Wilk was Tom Robinson, number 33.
He was right there. Quarterback had to throw it high because of the tight coverage. So far, Jared Marshman 1 for 5 on that one complete. Two for 6. The one complete was a 2-yard loss to Wilk and the 5-yard screen pass to Robbins.
2nd down and 10. The call goes to Evan Klinger off the right side. Not much doing. About a yard to the Williamsport 47-yard line, and what might be the final play of this opening quarter. So Williamsport, their first possession, that 18-play drive resulting in a field goal, and that's how it stands after one. Williamsport 3, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing, specializing in metal and rubber shingles. Most roofing work is done in one day, so remember the name, Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Red's Roofing, 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the second quarter, Central Columbia leads Williamsburg 7-0. In the first, Southern Columbia leads Selinsgrove 10-0, and Danville leads Warrior Run 14-7. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from STA Stadium in Williamsport. Regular season finale for the Bulldogs. They trail the Millionaires of Williamsport after one quarter of play, 3-0. But as we start this second quarter, Berwick has it at the Williamsport 47-yard line. Bulldogs moving from our right to our left in this quarter, and they face a 3rd down and 9.
Passing situation, ball's on the right hash. Wide side here to the near side would be to the left if they want to roll the quarterback there, set the receivers there.
Empty backfield. Here comes Beckhorn in motion, and whistles and flags.
Evan Klinger just left his stance way too early. Second type of penalty we've seen, one by Beckhorn on the opening play. Now it's Evan Klinger. Now, two senior leaders on the team handicapping their offense. It was a hard play from 3rd and 9. Now it's 3rd and 14. You're going to have to extend the pass a little bit deeper. Takes away the threat of the quarterback run. 3rd and 9, he still could get it. 3rd and 14, a lot harder.
Marshman has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires down over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Jared Watts. And again, so far, this Williamsport secondary is doing a nice job of covering the Berwick receivers. Fourth down, and the punt team on.
They've been on them tightly. You know, they much maligned. Their numbers are horrific in pass defense. They've given up all kind of points and all kind of big plays. But, Berwick has not sort of cracked that defense yet.
Let's check that snapper and see who's doing it for Berwick. They've struggled on their first 2 attempts.
Might be Lanning. It's a 50 number. Jake Lanning, the freshman.
It is Jake Lanning. Low snap. The kick is away. A line drive kick and a fair catch by Marcus Simmons at the Williamsport 20-yard line. So that's where the Millionaires will put it in play with 11:49 to go in this opening half. And Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 3-0.
They are. They've controlled the ball. They've sort of had the time of possession advantage. And yet saying that, they've only attempted 5 passes, 2 completes, 2 drops, and 1 a genuine incomplete. Run a lot more than we've expected in the course of this game so far.
And now the third running back we've seen from them, Alec Dickey, is behind Fagnano, who takes the shotgun snap and fires and has his man. Colin Esposito, a quick out to about the 25, maybe the 26-yard line.
At about 5 yards on that. You can't play these guys too close. If you do, they'll double move you and beat you deep. And Fagnano throws a great deep ball.
Second down and 4 at the 26-yard line. Fagnano fires to the far side. It's tipped and incomplete. Might have been Eric Montez.
Jimmy Legrand.
Right.
Yeah, Jimmy Legrand. He saw it. He normally gets in there with the great pass rushes, 4 sacks on the season, but he could see the quick step and throw. So he pushed off, raised a big paw up, and able to knock it down.
Third down and 4. Striker, that big tight end, will oftentimes line up as a wide receiver. Right now he's in the slot to the left for this 3rd and 4. There's a running back to either side of Fagnano. Simmons goes in motion to the left. Fagnano looking, has the tight end Striker, and he has the first down up to the 34-yard line. Boy, he is a big target.
Yeah.
8 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Millionaires.
Damon Beckhorn drew the coverage, and he could see it. Boy, that big frame allows you to do a lot of things. Beckhorn right with him, but could not stop the pass.
Trips to the right side. Fagnano out of the gun. 1st and 10 Millionaires at the 34. Dickey got the call, and he slipped and fell, and then was followed up by Jimmy Legrand. So he'll lose a yard to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, his first carry, and I think he sees he's going to be running into Jimmy Legrand. He's a physical presence out there. He's a guy who can become a game changer.
2nd down and 11, Williamsport at their own 33-yard line. Fagnano fakes handoff, keeps the football, gets outside left, lowers the shoulder, close to a first down. Out over the 40 to the 43.
I'd mark him just short. Depends on the generousness of the spot. That's a pretty true spot where his knee hit before the bounce. Berwick made a good hit on him when they finally got to him, but it's going to be 3rd and about a foot or so, the length of a football.
10 yards on the carry by Joe Fagnano. 3rd and short. See if he calls his own number here. No, he gives it to Dickey, and he has the first down straight ahead. Over the 45, out near the 48-yard line.
With the tempo, Berwick doesn't get a chance to change personnel on the 3rd and a foot. They'd like to bring in the big tackles to prevent that type of quick dive inside, but not enough time to do so.
1st and 10 Millionaires at their own 48. Out of the pistol, Fagnano has the snap, and he rolls right, and he fires to the sideline. It's a catch at the Berwick 43-yard line. Colin Esposito goes down and makes the catch just short of the first down sticks.
Went and curled underneath. He went down to his knee to make the catch, but the whistle didn't occur and a hit did come. He came up thinking, hey, I was down and they're still hitting me. He'll take the 9 yards, though.
2nd down and 1 from the Berwick 43. Simmons in motion. The call goes to Dickey. Big hole for him inside the 35, down to the 31-yard line. The delay to Alec Dickey, and a big hole opened up for him. And a big running play for the Millionaires. 12 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 31.
It was a real nice design, the delay, the drawing action. This team is known so much for its passing that when you don't see the immediate running threat, you rush.
McClements is in there at the running back, but Fagnano's back to throw, and he aims for the tight end. It's knocked out of his hands. Joe Norse back in coverage for the Bulldogs. Made a nice play.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He actually swatted it out of the hands of the receiver, and he was not in a great position to do so. Ball was delivered well. It was a timing play, a nice execution on a hook, and Norse gets the hand in front and physically forces it out of there.
2nd and 10, Williamsport at the Berwick 31. Fagnano out of the pistol. Simmons in motion right to left. The call goes to McClements. McClements has room inside the 20 and tripped up from behind at the 16-yard line.
Well, yeah, Berwick off balance. Berwick thinks pass and it'll be run. Berwick thinks run, it'll be pass. Come back again, and Berwick gets caught on a quick little hitter by Blaze McClements.
14 yards on the carry by McClements. 1st and 10, Williamsport at the Berwick 17-yard line. Fagnano has the snap, back to throw, big pass rush, rolls right, got to keep the football, gets to the 10 and gets down to the 8-yard line, close to another first down.
He's a tough runner. 231 yards on the season, 6 touchdowns. That's his 6th run of this game. A lot of them impromptu, one by design. Boy, he knows what to do when he tucks the ball.
1st and goal, Williamsport at the Berwick 7-yard line. Blaze McClements is the running back. He gets the call straight ahead, hit hard as he gets to the 5-yard line. Joey Lynn from his linebacker spot making the play for the Bulldogs. Clock running, 8:17 to go in the half. Williamsport leading 3-0 and 5 yards away from adding to that lead. 2nd and goal.
Linebackers converging to meet at him. But Berwick needs a little bit more push from the defensive linemen inside, who seem to be being pushed back.
McClements behind Fagnano as the running back. Fagnano on a roll left, fires across his body, headed to the end zone, and it will be incomplete. It's big up a 3rd and goal at the 5.
Tried to go to Tanner Esposito very low. He's about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and it bounces on the goal line to him. So Berwick with nice pressure and nice coverage on the passing play.
Big call coming. 3rd and goal, Williamsport at the Berwick 5. 7:52 to go in the half. Williamsport leading 3-0. 2 receivers to either side. Fagnano out of the gun. And whistles and flags, maybe a timeout was called.
Frank Sheptock well out on the field trying to get a timeout, I believe. That's what I would anticipate. Berwick timeout, yes.
7:52 to go in the half. 3-0 Williamsport. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Williamsport had an 18-play drive earlier. This is the 15th play of this drive. They had it at the Berwick 5-yard line, 3rd and goal, 7:52 to go in the half. Williamsport leading Berwick 3-0.
Ball on the right hash, wide side to the left, formations all out there.
Striker is to the right. He's 6'5", and they're throwing a fade to him in the corner, and it's just off his fingertips. Good coverage by Ryan Lawbaugh. That play would have had to have been perfect. And now Charles Cruz has a decision. Do you kick the easy field goal, go up 6-0, or do you go for 6?
Well, they kicked it last time, Jim. They were a little closer than this. But they're not sending the unit out. Berwick changing to get fresh defensive personnel in. Now with the lead, 3-0, it seems like we're going to have a timeout.
Yep, Williamsport wants to talk about it. We'll keep it right here. But boy, you come into this game, and Berwick scoring 30 points a game. Williamsport scoring 38 points a game. On paper, it looks like a shootout. It's 3-0 with 7:48 to go in the half.
It is. Williamsport's going with a controlled type of offense. They realize they're not going to beat Berwick on the bombs. Berwick has the speed, but they're playing a very patient game, the long drive type of game. And while they have the ball, Berwick doesn't. We look at the number of plays. Berwick's had 5 running plays with Evan Klinger, and they've had 7 passing plays. So Williamsport's had the rest in this half and a lot more, probably double. So with their long drives and Berwick getting tough, playing stout defense inside the 5, it's going to be low scoring right now. What decision do you make if you're Coach Cruz?
We will see as they have a 3rd and goal at the Berwick 5-yard line. This time that tight end striker is in a slot to the left, as Fagnano has Simmons to his right.
He has 6 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Clemens to his left. Fagnano back to throw. Fires in the end zone. Has his man. It's Tanner Esposito for the score.
Double check. Was it a 6 or a 9, Jim? I thought it was 6. That would be brother Colin Esposito. In any case, who's on the right side, curled inside toward the post. Quarterback Fagnano drills it on in there and hits Esposito for the score.
5 yards on the touchdown. It is the junior, Colin Esposito, who made the catch. Girardi's extra point. The kick is no good. No good. Timeout on the field. 7:43 to go first half. Williamsport 9, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They're more than a bank. They're your neighbors. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Millionaires of Williamsport playing keep away in this first half. An 18-play drive ending in a field goal. A 15-play drive ending in a touchdown pass. Fagnano to Colin Esposito. Extra point fail, but it's a 9-0 Millionaire lead with 7:43 to go in the half. And Andy, considering how Williamsport's defense has struggled, very good strategy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. They want to extend with points, get as much separation as Berwick as they can. They realize at some point Berwick's going to crack the code and get the offense going.
No, I'm talking about their ball control.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping Berwick off the field. As the kick goes to the far side, Tegan Wilk on the return over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Yeah, if your defense can't do it, maybe your offense can do it by just keeping the ball. And that's exactly what they've done in this opening half.
Yeah, I like the way they're mixing. It's a nice balance, more run than pass, to be honest. But the dangerous threat of the pass, the threat of the deep pass, threat of any pass, forces you off, and that makes the run go. Then you cheat up a little bit. You get separation for that short underneath type of pass route.
1st and 10 for Berwick. They have it at their own 39-yard line. Moving from our right to our left in the second quarter, which has 7:38 remaining. Bulldogs trailing 9-0. I formation behind Marshman. The call goes to Shoemaker. And Owen Shoemaker has some room, and he runs over tacklers as he gets out near midfield. Close to a Berwick first down.
I think they should give him the first down, Jim. I think his progress took him by him. He was hit at 7 yards, and he instigated the collision. He drove the man back and did not stop his momentum. And his 2 or 3 other tacklers join in to stop him. He refuses to stop till he gets to 10 yards. So with Evan Klinger a little fatigued from all the defensive work, a fresh Owen Shoemaker in the backfield.
11 yards on that carry. Shoemaker gets it again, and this time the Millionaires are all over the play. He'll lose yardage back to the 45. Jose Ontiveros, the first one there for the Millionaires.
Yeah, Kurt Daneker there just about the same time, and he's tough to miss. 6'4", 330 pounds. So if you're trying to find some daylight in there, those guys are going to squeeze it off from you. That'll be a 4-yard loss.
2nd and 14, Bulldogs at their 46-yard line. Marshman has the shotgun snap. Fires over the middle. Has Wilk, and he breaks away at the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, and Tegan Wilk will go in for the touchdown. 54 yards.
It was beautiful. It wasn't a deep pass, just about 8 yards. He's on the left side, goes out on a slant, eases up to catch the ball. The defender tries to make a play on him, but a sloppy tackle can't grab him. And then with his speed, once he's breaking free, he never quite lost all his momentum. There's no safeties to chase him, no pursuit at all. And Berwick gets the big play touchdown from Tegan Wilk.
Ken Marshman, 31 for 32 in point after touchdowns. Jake Lanning will do the snapping, and Evan Klinger the hold. Perfect snap. Hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 6:37 to go first half. Williamsport 9, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Ken Marshman will kick it off for the Bulldogs with 6:37 to go in this first half. 54-yard touchdown, Bob. Jared Marshman to Tegan Wilk. Marshman with the extra point. Ken Marshman, that is. It's 9-7 now.
A nice design to the play. They weren't trying to do too much. Just get it to Tegan Wilk on the slant at about 8 or 9 yards. But he's able to shuffle away. Missed tackle, sloppy tackle, and then there's no one left to stop Tegan Wilk, and no one's going to beat him in a foot race.
Akeem Cowan Connolly and Latrell Jackson deep for Williamsport. Marshman approaches. The kick will drive Jackson to the 5. He's returned to the 10, to the 15, over the 20, getting tackled at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, first man there, though, is Ryan Lawbaugh. They choose to try to come up his lane. He was squared, broken down, getting his good position with wide feet. Man can't go left or right. He puts the shoulder pad in, stands him up, and then the rest of the Berwick players coming down add in. Great form play, good positioning by Ryan Lawbaugh.
1st and 10, Millionaires. They mark the football at their 24-yard line. 6:29 remaining in this half. Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 9-7. Simmons in motion right to left. Fagnano gives straight ahead. Clements gets out to about the 28-yard line. Good first down carry. They used 3 different running backs. That was Latrell Jackson, on the carry.
Not a good enough effort on the part of Berwick, though. Jim, half-hearted linebacker play, misses a tackle to the inside. He extends it for another 3 or 4 yards. Berwick's got to toughen up defensively.
2nd and 5. Trips to the left. Fagnano fires a quick out to the far side. Has his man Simmons. Turns the corner at the 30. Has the first down out of bounds. In front of the Berwick bench at about the 36-yard line. Marcus Simmons is some talent. 5'9", 170-pound junior. Came into this game with 56 catches. First in the Wyoming Valley Conference. First in all of District 4.
Get the ball in his hands. His receivers downfield did a real nice job blocking. It's hard to tackle him while you're engaged.
Jackson gets the call. He's hit and dropped back at the 34-yard line.
Get that number. J.J. Snyder. How did he get out there? They must have him offset more like a defensive tackle than a nose guard on that play. He drops the running back for a yard loss.
2nd down and 11. Williamsport just short of their own 35-yard line. Wide receiver left, slot to the right. Marcus Simmons is in the slot. Fagnano has the snap, and he's back to throw. He steps up into it now. It's starting to collapse on him, and he'll be sacked back at the 33-yard line. J.J. Snyder comes from behind and makes the play. Loss of 2, 3rd and long.
His 5th sack of the season. Chase Struthers is the man who made the play. He broke through, came straight up, forced the quarterback off to his left, started him in the scramble, and J.J. Snyder finishes the play.
3rd down and 13. Williamsport back at their 33-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fagnano out of the gun. Back to throw. Sets up the inside screen. Has the completion to the 35, to the 40, and just short of the first down, I believe, is Latrell Jackson. He's very, very close.
Depends on the spot and how much of the sideline we can see. Where they're putting the foot down, they might bring it all the way across from the Berwick sideline on the far side here to measure it. By eyeballing it, they're going to call it just short. They're going to mark it just across the 45. Football length, he needs to get 1 yard further.
Well, this is a tough call, 4th down, and they're going for it. Fagnano, quarterback keeper, goes behind that big line and gets the first down and then some out to midfield. So Williamsport rolls the dice from their own territory on 4th and 1. They get it with some despair. In fact, from the Berwick 49, that's a pickup of 6.
They have a huge line. Kurt Daneker's a 6'4", 330-pounder. Jim, and Berwick has no one that can match that size. And they don't have the time to make a change as it's sort of the up-tempo type of decision.
Fagnano out of the gun from the Berwick 49-yard line. Has the snap. Back to throw. Steps up into it. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Ethan Stryker. A nice play there by Tegan Wilk from the Berwick secondary, knocking it away from that 6'5" target.
He and Malik McMillan behind him in the area, taking away the opportunity of the catch for the big tight end.
2nd down and 10. Millionaires in the Berwick 49. 4:14 to go in the half. Williamsport leading Berwick 9-7. Fagnano under center. Gives the ball to Jackson. Hit behind the line. J.J. Snyder is tearing it up from that nose guard position.
Yeah, one more time for J.J. Snyder. He comes up hard, gets the penetration, meets him in the backfield with the tackle for a loss, making impact play after impact play in this drive.
3rd down and 12. Williamsport just short of their own 49-yard line, running back to either side of Fagnano. Now Simmons goes in motion to the left. Fagnano back to throw. Huge pass rush. Avoids one tackler. Rolls right. Has to roll along the sideline. And a flag down. And this is going to be 15 and a probable Williamsport first down. They were going to be well short.
Yeah, Berwick couldn't help himself. There were 2 officials, one where they're knocking him out of bounds to the 50-yard line. He'd have been 10 yards short of the chains. But then a late hit comes in. I'd have thrown the flag too. Referee John Rowan from behind is able to get his flag in his pocket easier than the line judge, who was sort of sidestepping the players as they came in his direction.
A 2-yard gain for Fagnano, but 15 tacked on. And it's a first down for the Millionaires at the Berwick 34-yard line.
And no reason for it. I mean, you're pumped up. You want to make plays, but he was heading out of bounds himself.
Fagnano out of the gun. Simmons in motion right to left and stops. Fagnano play action back to throw. He's going to run with the football. He has some room. He's inside the 30. And he's down to the Berwick 29-yard line. Ryan Lawbaugh on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Lawbaugh reading it well. Berwick's getting tremendous penetration with his pass rush. But Joe Fagnano steps up and sees clear field in front of him, and he runs for 6 yards. It's becoming a little bit of a habit where they're taking advantage of Berwick's strong pass rush.
2nd and 5 for the Bulldog 29. Fagnano out of the pistol. Back to throw. Looking, dumps a pass off to Jackson at the 30. Makes a great cut to the 25 and down to the Berwick 23-yard line for a Williamsport first down.
Nice little swing pass. Berwick's downfield with coverage. As he comes out of the backfield, they just don't see him or can't afford the man to get out on him. Takes the swing near the line of scrimmage and runs well with it.
7 yards on the reception. 1st and 10. Clock running. 2:45 to go in the half. Williamsport looking to add to a 9-7 lead. Running back on either side. In fact, not on the snap, comes before he's ready, but a whistle blows things dead. Illegal procedure against the Millionaires. They catch a break in some respects.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't see the movement. Perhaps the guard next to the center flinched, and that caused him to snap it. Because if the first movement's by the center, that's still a live play and a live ball. But blown as a procedure call, move the team back 5 yards.
1st and 15. Williamsport at the Berwick 27-yard line. Fagnano out of the gun. The protector to either side. He has the snap, and he's back to throw it. He steps up, and now he's going to run with it. He's inside the 25 and hit hard as he gets to about the 23-yard line. He'll pick up about 4. Evan Klinger, leading tackler for the Bulldogs on the season, in on the play.
He played it more patiently, not back in coverage, able to see the quarterback coming up. He actually knocks him for 4 yards because of the penalty.
2nd down and 11. Millionaires at the Bulldog 23. Under 2 minutes now remaining in the half. Fagnano looks to the sideline. He has Simmons in a slot to the right. Colin Esposito, who had the touchdown pass earlier, is wide to the right. Fagnano back to throw. Looking, fires to the end zone. A diving attempt by Colin Esposito. He's got it for a touchdown. What a terrific catch by him as he lays out deep in the end zone. 23 yards for the score.
Beautiful play. Takes the ball in shotgun. He's comfortable. Steps up into the pocket as he steps and throws deep. Finds Colin Esposito posting from right to the center of the field. There's coverage near, but the diving catch allows Colin Esposito to get his 5th catch of the game. This the touchdown.
Girardi, who missed his first extra point attempt, gets this one up and through. Timeout on the field. 1:38 to go, first half. Williamsport 16 and Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Williamsport now leads Berwick 16-7 with 1:38 to go in the half. And boy, have they kept the ball away from the Bulldogs. 18-play drive, 15-play drive, 13-play drive. They have dominated time of possession. And Girardi has shown a reluctance to kick long, and he continues that reluctance. As it skitters along the turf, and it's our man again. The third time that the return is by Berwick's Antonio Barretta. And again, Bulldogs will have good field position, but they've had so many good returns, and the Millionaires not allowing any chance at the long return by one of those deep men. Bulldogs have it at their own 40. They have 2 timeouts remaining and 1:34 on the clock.
Not sure if it's 2 or 1, Jim. They took 1 each time on the sort of goal line stance.
Okay, I'm looking at the wrong part of the scoreboard. Just 1 timeout for the Bulldogs. As Marshman sets up a screen to the far side, and the gain is over the 45 to about the 47. He faked to the left side and threw a screen to the far right.
Keegan Wilk catches it, runs behind the interference, and he'll stretch that for 7 yards. Berwick couldn't get him out of bounds, though, so the clock keeps moving.
2nd and 3 from the 47. Marshman back to throw, fires, has his man, Jared Watts. Watts has the first down to the Williamsport 44-yard line.
But again, not out of bounds, and they needed him out of bounds. Quick stoppage while they moved the chains. Should have fought a little harder for the sideline rather than yardage.
Clock running, under a minute to go in the half. Slot to the right, Tegan Wilkes wide to the left. Marshman has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw. Here comes the big pass rush. He's going to keep the football. He's inside the 40, and he slides to the 38. He picks up about 6, and now Berwick will have to use that timeout. You'd like to have it in your back pocket in case you have to set up for a field goal, but pretty much after the run and the long play, had to do it there.
Yeah, I agree. And there's ways of stopping the clock right now. Going to come up short by 4 yards, but a nice positive play. If you get a first down, you can get down and clock it. That'll stop things. You can throw to the sidelines or run to the sidelines to get out of bounds. With 43 seconds, enough time to be able to get up to the line of scrimmage and clock it if you really need to stop it for a field goal chance.
Scoreboard still showing 1 timeout for Berwick, but that had to be their last. They had 1 up there before that one.
They were listening to you earlier. No, I remember 1 down to the left in a goal line situation before the field goal, and then 1 down on the right where Frank Sheptock came out.
The Bulldogs at the Millionaire 38-yard line, trailing 16-7, 43.7 seconds remaining. Again, Berwick with an excellent field goal kicker, and Ken Marshman, he's perfect on the season. Like to give him an opportunity if they can.
Ideal conditions for a kicker. No breeze, comfortable weather, artificial surface. A good pass downfield, down the middle. Get some yardage, give him an opportunity.
Slot to the right side. Tegan Wilkes wide to the left. Marshman out of the gun with Evan Klinger to his right. Second down from the Millionaire 38. Marshman has the snap, rolls right. Looking, fires off his back foot, has it, man, inside the 25, to the 20, the 15, the 10, and he's in for a touchdown. Damon Beckhorn with the score. Marshman threw it off his back foot. The Bulldogs strike with 37 seconds remaining in the half.
An exciting play. Pressure comes on Marshman. He's forced to sidestep it. Doesn't quite leave the pocket, but from sort of over the tackle area, he slings it out to Beckhorn, who's only about 8 yards past the line of scrimmage on a hook. Beckhorn catches it, puts a little spin move on, loses his man, and then with his speed, able to take it on into the end zone.
Ken Marshman will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Evan Klinger. Jake Lanning will do the snapping. It's a good snap. The placement. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field. 37 seconds to go, opening half. Williamsport 16, Berwick 14. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 60 years of service, can handle all of your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete and lightweight block. They have front end discharge trucks for ready-mix concrete. Riverview Block also carries all masonry supplies, sand and gravel. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block 752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jared Marshman with 2 second-quarter touchdowns has brought Berwick to within 2, 16-14, 37 seconds remaining in this opening half. 5th touchdown reception of the season by Damon Beckhorn. And now Ken Marshman will kick it off. Akeem Cowan-Connolly and Latrell Jackson deep for the Millionaires. The kick by Marshman is a low-line drive, and going to the turf is Jackson. He gets by him. He goes back to the 1-yard line to pick it up. He's surrounded by Bulldogs. Gets back to about the 18-yard line on the return. And Blaine Cleaver among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs with 30 seconds remaining in this half. We'll see how Williamsport plays it. I don't look for them to do anything too fancy, although they certainly have the offense to do that. They will get the football to start the second half. They have it here at their 18.
A little scary, though, on the kickoff for them. Ball's coming knuckling, bouncing on the 5-yard line. The man goes to his knee. can't quite field it, so he's not down. Has to go back to his 1 to recover it.
From the 18, Fagnano's going in the air. He fires to the far side, incomplete.
Running a deeper out pattern. His receiver, though, not on the same page as him. It's the other Esposito brother out there, Tanner. Not quite on the same timing.
Andy, I'm really impressed with offensive scheme by Williamsport. I mean, this is a great variety of plays they run.
Game plan. And the game plan, as you mentioned, Jim, where you're going to do the short passing, take what they give you, and keep it away from Berwick.
Fagnano back to throw. Looking, fires down over the middle. Has the man, the tight end Striker, over the 40, out at the 43-yard line. Big gain, but just 19 seconds to go in the half.
Exposed the tight end to a tough hit. Timeout for Williamsport. Jim, they'll have 1 left.
We'll keep it right here as that gain of 25 yards to Ethan Striker. Boy, we have a lot of high school teams that we follow don't even use the tight end as far as the receiver is concerned. Striker's a main target. In fact, the second leading receiver on this team, and why not? It's 6'4", 240 pounds.
Yeah, and they flank him out. Yeah, as a wide receiver, put him in the slot position on occasion. But when you add him to your offensive line, you jump from averaging 265 pounds a man with 5 men to 260 pounds a man with 6. People can't match that with their defenses. So you have powerful blocking from the big guy and a very tough person to cover when you work him into the passing routes, whether from tight end or flexing him out further.
So Williamsport with a first down at their 43, 19 seconds remaining. 1 timeout left for the Millionaires.
Do like to pass, but it's a little risky. The opportunity for the pick 6 is ripe here.
Fagnano back to throw, looking. Now he's in trouble. Rolls left, backing up. He's going to be sacked way back at the 31-yard line. Bulldogs kept coming.
Joey Lynn, Jimmy LeGrand, finishing him off as he wouldn't give ground or throw it away. Kept losing yards at the half end.
So the first half has come to an end with the score. Williamsport 16, Berwick 14. We'll be back with the scoring and first half stats. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels in Berwick is a dream getaway for your dog when you are away. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels offers on-site grooming, 19 air-conditioned kennels, and a fenced-in area for your dog to play. At Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, there are no restrictions on size or weight of your dog. The only thing they ask is that all dogs have proof of updated vaccines, including kennel cough. Call 570-759-8181 to schedule your dog's dream vacation today. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Harry's Sporting Goods, a staple in downtown Berwick, in business for over 125 years. Harry's Sporting Goods carries a wide variety of sneakers and cleats, now featuring Brooks running shoes. Harry specializes in sneakers and seasonal sporting goods, but also carries work boots and name brands including Nike and Under Armour. Harry's Sporting Goods, keeping the tradition alive while keeping up in the new era. Visit them on Facebook or on West Front Street in Berwick. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new support area sports teams.
Music stops. That's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from STA Stadium in Williamsport. We're at halftime. Good first half of football with Williamsport leading Berwick 16-14. The Millionaires, who have struggled on defense, have played defense on offense. That is, they have kept the ball away from Berwick in this opening half. Big example, their first possession. They took over at their own 8-yard line. They put together an 18-play drive. Got all the way to the Berwick 4, stalled there, and fourth down. They elected for a field goal, Angelo Girardi from 20 yards out to give the Millionaires a 3-0 lead. Biggest plays along that 18-play drive, both by Marcus Simmons, their wide receiver. A 19-yard reception from quarterback Joe Fagnano and a 15-yard run. Williamsport had another great opportunity in that opening quarter as a bad snap from punt formation gave them the ball at the Berwick 30-yard line, but the Bulldogs were up to the task and forced a punt. In the second quarter, a 15-play drive by the Millionaires as Joe Fagnano with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Colin Esposito. Blaze McClements had the biggest play along the way, a 14-yard run. The kick for the extra point failed, but Williamsport had a 9-0 lead with 7:43 to go in the opening half. Berwick finally got a big play. From the Bulldog 46-yard line, Jared Marshman with a quick hitter to Tegan Wilk. He broke a tackle and went the distance, 54 yards for the score. Ken Marshman with the extra point. Williamsport's lead was cut to 9-7, but the Millionaires came right back. 13 plays, 71 yards. Joe Fagnano, 23 yards, again to Colin Esposito. This time a spectacular catch deep in the end zone, as Esposito had to make a dive for it, did so. Girardi was good this time in the extra point. Millionaires had a 16-7 lead with just 1:38 to go, but Berwick came back, drove it into Williamsport territory, and with 37.1 seconds remaining, Jared Marshman on a roll right, pass rush on, throwing off his back foot, found David Beckhorn. Beckhorn found the end zone, 38 yards away. Ken Marshman with the extra point, making our halftime score. Williamsport 16 and Berwick 14. We're going to have the stats coming up shortly, and we'll have scores with Ben Willis a little bit later. We can tell you at halftime, it's Wyoming Valley West leading Coughlin 21-0. Pittston area leading Wyoming area 21-6. Now the reason I bring up those two scores, if they hold, if both Coughlin and Wyoming area lose by our projections, that means that Wyoming area would be the opening opponent for Berwick to start the District 2 Quad A playoffs next Friday night at Crispin Field. Again, if Wyoming area comes back and wins, Coughlin loses, it would be Coughlin. So there's a couple of scenarios there, but the only thing we know for sure, the Bulldogs will be at Crispin Field to start those quarterfinals. They have earned the top seed in the playoffs. It's an 8-team playoff, so if Berwick wins next week, they'll be home again, and there would be the possibility of 3 home games, which is huge. Because essentially, if you win those 3 games at home, you are obviously the District 2 Quad A champions, but you've also won the equivalent of a first-round state playoff game. So that's what the Berwick Bulldogs are hoping for, but first things first, they'd like to win this one here tonight. They trail Williamsport at the break 16-14. We'll check first half stats when we return. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with prearranged funeral counseling. insurance, and pre-finance funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Being in business for over 100 years really means something. It means you've been putting out an excellent product and taking care of your customers so they want to come back. Delos Bakery, Berwick falls into that special group of businesses. Oven fresh pizza, bread and rolls. Order extra pizza for a fast dinner when the party arrives. Open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit Delos Bakery at 1201 Fries Avenue, Berwick, or call 752-4519.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight at halftime. Central Columbia leads Williamsport 14-0. Second quarter, Southern Columbia leads Selinsgrove 36-14. Danville leads Warrior Run 49-21 in the second. Hazelton leads Crestwood 14-0 in the second. At halftime, Piston area leads Wyoming area 21-6. Wyoming Valley West leads Coughlin 21-0 into halftime. Also at half, Dallas leads Lake Lehman 24-0. Second quarter, Shamokin and Mount Carmel are tied at 22. Second quarter, Shikellamy leads Milton 42-7. At halftime, Loyalsock leads Montoursville 7-0, and Tunkhannock leads Northwest 17-14 in the second. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Ending here at halftime of STA Stadium. Good football game going in this regular season finale for both teams. Williamsport leading Berwick 16-14. Stats in the first half, Andy Lickney.
Williamsport also has the lead in total offense, Jim. They have 227 yards to Berwick's 146. And you expect them to put numbers up. This is a team that's best in the conference, averaging 402 yards a game. They're on pace for that with 227 here at halftime against a rather tough Berwick defense. It's an interesting game plan. Rather than coming out and throwing, a lot of runs. In fact, 30 running plays compared to 20 passing attempts. I was not expecting that type of a ratio in the run-pass balance. I'm not sure if Berwick was either. And they're catching Berwick a little bit, rushing a little too hard, sometime running past the runner, running by him on a delay or draw. The team's throwing some nice screens to take advantage of the pass rush, and the quarterback has been running. In fact, he's sort of the story of the half. Joey Fagnano, while he's passing 11 of 20 for 117 yards, he's the leading rusher for his team with 44 yards on 12 carries. Not all the runs by design. In fact, very few of them by design. He's been sacked on 3 occasions by Berwick, and yet those negatives, you take that yardage away, he still has 44 yards in rushing on this first half of football. He's stepping up in the pocket. He's avoiding the pass rush. It's coming very hard upfield. And when Berwick's caught in man-to-man coverage and he turns to run, they're just not seeing that he's going. So his positive plays on the run outweighing the negative sacks, 3 of them in all. 12 carries for 44 yards here at halftime for quarterback Joe Fagnano. Other people are running well. Latrell Jackson, he's only with 4 carries for 6 yards, listed as the starter, but they flip-flopped them all throughout. Blaze McClemens has been alternating. He has 9 carries for 23 yards. Alec Dickey has had a nice delay and a draw call, 2 carries in all for 19. And Marcus Simmons, leading receiver in the conference. They like to run him. He has 3 running plays to his credit for 18 yards here in this half. So 3 running backs and a receiver and a quarterback all running for 110 yards in a rather up-tempo offense with 30 rushing plays being presented. 20 passing attempts, 11 were completed. Passing plays have also caused flags of pass interference and 2 touchdowns among the passes thrown. Looking at the receivers, Marcus Simmons is the leader in the entire conference. He has just 2 catches here in the first half for 26 yards. Latrell Jackson took a swing pass from the backfield for 7. Big Ethan Stryker, tight end, second leading receiver in the conference, has 3 catches for 35 yards. And it's Colin Esposito who leads them all. 5 catches, 2 for touchdowns, for a total of 49 yards. So they've come as advertised in the passing game, but they're featuring the running game as well, keeping Berwick off balance with their perfectly balanced offense. 110 on the ground, 117 in the air for 229 here at halftime. Looking at Berwick, it was a lot of 3-and-outs early before they kind of got a little rhythm. And it was 2 receivers who broke short passes for big touchdowns in the game. That's been pretty much the story of the Berwick offense. Minimal yardage on the ground. I have them with 8 carries for 34 yards. I have Jared Marshman, the quarterback, passing 6 completes in 11 attempts, no interceptions, for 112 yards. Not a whole lot of running effect. They weren't going with it aggressively at first. Then they went to Evan Klinger, and he responded with 5 carries for a total of 22 yards. Owen Shoemaker got his chance, a 10-yard burst, but then they stuffed him for -4. So in his 2 carries, a net of 6. And Jared Marshman forced to turn 1 upfield, gained 6 yards on that. 8 rushes in all for 34 yards in a minimized running game for Berwick. 6 completions in the 11 attempts, 112 yards. Toward the end of the half, they threw one to Damon Beckhorn, about 8 yards downfield, but he was able to slip his defender and take it 38 yards for the touchdown. Tegan Wilk basically did the same thing on his. They threw him a slant, and he ended up breaking the tackle, sliding away, and going 54 yards. Caught one behind the line for -2 yards, caught a 7-yarder as well. So he has 3 catches for 59 yards here at halftime. Jared Watts, a 10-yard reception. Justin Robbins took a nice screen for 5 yards. 112 in the air, just 34 on the ground for Berwick. It's 146 yards at halftime, but they've given up the 229 and an almost perfectly balanced attack by Williamsport.
One thing the Millionaires don't appear to be able to do, Andy, is tackle very well in the secondary. And boy, when you've got a Damon Beckhorn, a Tegan Wilk, a Jared Watts, Berwick just needs to get them in the open field and they can get some things done.
They can make people miss. They can shake off the arm tackles or the grabs, and Berwick has taken advantage. But if they were seeing a tougher tackling secondary, both of those touchdowns were preventable if the coverage man pulls them down. So Berwick, in a way, is fortunate to have its 2 touchdowns plus the extra point. Remember, 1 extra point was missed in this, so we're looking at a 16-14 game here at halftime with Williamsport in the league. Berwick needs to establish a little bit more, though. I'm not sure which way it's going to be because the big front Williamsport has eventually will stuff the running game if you keep coming at it. And, the passing is a finesse thing. Everything has to click. You have to have the good snap. You have to have the time to throw. You have to not be distracted with linemen's hands. The route has to be precise. The ball has to be on target. And you have to be able to beat the defense. That's a lot of finessing to do. I was never comfortable with the passing game. But if it is the area of weakness on that opposition, that's where you got to go.
I think the final score for Berwick in that half was huge. This halftime has a whole different feel to it if they don't get that score. If they don't get that score, it's 16-7, a 9-point lead, and Williamsport's getting the ball to start the second half.
Yeah.
They go into halftime feeling very good about themselves, and while they might feel good about having a 2-point lead, it's a little bit different.
It's a huge difference. They have to feel that Berwick is still in this game. Frank Sheptock is very good with halftime adjustments. We've seen a number of times this year where, the first half, the game plan wasn't what he expected to see from some opponents. And all of a sudden you see it, you talk, you make your halftime adjustments, you defend things a little differently. And you can play a different type of shutdown defense if they're going to go with a different type of look.
Although, having said that, it's really tough to make adjustments to an offense that does a little bit of everything and does it very, very well. I was impressed with Williamsport's scheme in that first half.
The scheme, they execute well, and they have a good game plan for this one. I think that might be the word we're looking at. They have a whole playbook filled with plays, and they've picked the right ones for this game. They've decided to play keep away from Berwick, which is certainly effective strategy. They've executed with the shorter passing game rather than the long passing game, but they have that threat in there. No, I've been very impressed with it. Now, Berwick's been able to make some critical defensive impact plays, but it's the expense of almost over-pursuing, over-rushing. And they can get burned by coming upfield a little too much, and they're seeing that burn with quarterback Joe Fagnano stepping up and running, especially when there's man coverage being called. So I'm curious what adjustments. Do they have the defensive ends maybe come up hard and then read a little bit more before continuing their pass rush? How do they play it with the defensive tackles coming upfield? They don't want to get past this quarterback by rushing too hard, and it might be one of the things of coming a little bit more deliberately as they pressure.
One adjustment might be to tell J.J. Snyder to make every play instead of every other play, because he's been fantastic.
He has. Jimmy LeGrand has been. We saw Chase Struthers making things happen. They've been strong up front. Not doing a lot of pressuring with linebackers. We saw Damon Beckhorn on the one blitz. But, you need him in the secondary. They're always sending 4, if not 5 people out to be covered. So, they're relying on the front 4 for most of the pressure, and they're getting it. The point is they're sometimes getting it past the quarterback, and that can allow for big plays.
I admire Williamsport going for the touchdown when they had a 4th and goal in Berwick territory. They had settled for the field goal in the first one, which is okay. You get off to a 3-0 lead, but eventually you have to say, realistically, we're not beating this team with field goals.
Yeah. Oh, I'll agree. I thought it was a gutsy call. Now, we haven't watched Williamsport all season. It's a team that really, puts the points up cha-ching, cha-ching. So, they might normally in those situations choose to go for touchdowns rather than opting for field goals when they can. But here in this game, with that down and distance down there, I was thinking field goal. They opted for touchdown, and they paid off.
Berwick will kick off. Williamsport will get the football to start this second half. Millionaires moving from our left to our right. Akeem Cowan Connolly and Latrell Jackson deep for Williamsport as Ken Marshman has it teed up for the Bulldogs. 16-14. Williamsport leads it. Second half underway. Kick very, very high, and Jackson back to the 1-yard line, slips through his hands, and it'll be a touchback. So they will get it at the 20-yard line as Ken Marshman does his thing.
18th touchback on the season for a high school kicker. That's just unbelievable.
So Williamsport will get the football again. Long drives was their MO in that opening half. 18 plays. 13 plays, and in between a 15-play drive for their 3 scores. They have it at their 20-yard line.
Yep, they could always break that at any moment, try to throw deep on you. They have the ability.
Simmons goes in motion to the left. The handoff straight ahead, and a gain of about 2 out to the 42-yard line as the call went to those 23 and 26, and they're both 5'7". It's driving me nuts.
Looked like number 1, Mason Lawbaugh, was in on that play, Jim.
Well, I'm talking about the running back for Williamsport.
Yeah,
that's my problem. I got Mason Lawbaugh.
I'm surprised.
From the 22-yard line, second down and 8. Play action. Rolling right as Fagnano looking downfield. He's going to keep the football. It's going to be tripped up at the 24-yard line. Blaine Cleaver makes the play. So Berwick going with some youngsters in that defensive unit to start this second half. 2 ninth graders in Mason Lawbaugh and Blaine Cleaver.
Yeah, that's what surprised me when I mentioned Lawbaugh. I know at halftime I had to check early. What do you have, a penalty?
Personal foul against the Bulldogs. Player came in on Fagnano late, was trying to hold up, you could see. But in ruling of the officials, he did not make it. So a 1st and 10 for Williamsport. Boy, after Berwick puts him in what would have been a third and tough situation. First down for Williamsport at the 39.
Did it earlier in the first half, too. It hit out of bounds.
Slot to the left side. McClements gets the call. He's hit, breaks away. Good second effort. Then Tom Monaco wraps him up at about the 43-yard line. Good hard run by Blaze McClements, who was the leading rusher on the season for this team. 5'9", 175-pound junior. Second down and 6, Williamsport at their own 43.
Good start for the new series with the good, strong running play. Establishes a tone, physical.
Slot to the left side. McClements again tripped up as he gets to the 46-yard line. Somebody just got him by the ankles. Looked like he had some room to run. Settles for a 3-yard gain, and now it's 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 that they have to convert, or they're going to have to punt with this field position. A short 3 yards. Again, this quarterback will be in shotgun. Keep him contained. Don't let him run for the first down.
Slot to the right side. Simmons goes in motion. Fake handoff to him. Fagnano rolls right, fires to the sideline, has his man. Colin Esposito, first down near the Berwick 40-yard line.
6 catch in a game for Colin Esposito, running the corner off deep and then curling once he gets to chains. He has the dangerous speed that you got to play him deep first. Executed perfectly as the quarterback rolls right and throws a strike.
14 yards on the reception. Williamsport at the Berwick 40. Under center now is Fagnano. McClements gets the call, up the gut, lots of running room, and gets to the Berwick 32, maybe the 31-yard line. Jimmy LeGrand making the stop, but a big blocking job by that front for Williamsport. McClements follows them for a 9-yard pickup.
They're shredding them a little bit. Berwick came in with a number of substitutions, but they're just not clogging the middle aggressively.
2nd and 1. McClements off the right side. The first down and then some as he gets to the 25-yard line. Another long drive by the Millionaires in this game. 9:20 to go in the third. They're looking to add to a 16-14 lead.
This team was known to have the passing prowess, but all of a sudden the running game is just blowing people off the ball and hard-nosed runners behind it.
Colin Esposito wide to the right side. Slot to the left. Fagnano under center. Fake to Clements. Fires to Simmons. Simmons evades one tackler and another. He's inside the 20 to the Berwick 17-yard line.
Can evade. Got to make the hits. He did a nice job. A little rocket screen where he's breaking inside behind his linemen. But he's coming toward the linebackers. People are missing as they're getting out there.
2nd and 2 from the Berwick 17-yard line. Fake to Clements. Rolling right as Fagnano stops. Keeps the football as dragged down at the 16-yard line, short of the first down yardage.
Joe Norse making the play, containing and forcing him back inside. Huge defensive stop there.
You're marking it right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Williamsport at the Berwick 17. Good drive by the Millionaires off the second half kickoff as they try to add to a 16-14 lead over the Bulldogs. Slot to the left. Colin Esposito wide right. Fagnano out of the gun. Gives the ball to McClements. McClements has the first down inside the 15-yard line.
Quarterback read him. Was thinking of taking it wide, but decided, hey, they're not covering this well enough. We have the blocking. So he gave it, left it in the stomach of McClements, and they powered it forward.
5-yard gain from the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. Fagnano, quick hitter over the middle, has the tight end Striker. Flags fly as Striker carrying tacklers toward the end zone. Push from behind and gets in for the score. We'll check the flag.
Thrown at Striker where he caught the ball. Did a hand come up to his face mask? Was there interference? More likely against Berwick than Williamsport, in my opinion, but we have to wait it out.
Officials talking things over. If it stands, it's a 12-yard touchdown pass to Ethan Striker and a bigger lead for the Millionaires. And a conference.
Oh, yeah, they're checking with a number of people. Who was where? What's going on? Striker wants to claim touchdown. He is. Pass interference against Berwick.
Not sure why the conference was needed,
yeah,
but it is a 12-yard touchdown to Williamsport. Builds the lead here as Joe Fagnano with a 3rd touchdown pass, this one to the big tight end, Ethan Striker.
They're looking dominant, Jim. making Berwick look bad. They're running over them physically, and then when they go to the air, that passing game is tough. They have good talent.
Girardi will attempt the extra point to make it a 9-point lead. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 7:41 to go in the third quarter. Williamsport 23, Berwick 14. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Bulldogs of Berwick hurting themselves with penalties in this second half. The biggest play of that Williamsport touchdown drive that just concluded with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Joe Fagnano to Ethan Stryker was 15 yards, a penalty against Berwick.
Yeah.
Now on this extra point, 15 yards against Berwick. And Williamsport, who's been kicking short, perhaps will go long now from the Berwick 45-yard line.
Can't see why not. Should be able to put it into the end zone easily from here. If not, pin Berwick in with a return.
Girardi approaches. The kick very, very high and into the end zone for the touchback. So the Bulldogs get it for the first time, and their work cut out for them. 7:39 in this third quarter. They trail Williamsport 23-14.
Well, the offense can do it. They got to suck it up and see what the second half game plan is. But they're doing it with no momentum coming off of the Williamsport touchdown. And then even if they do score, can they prevent Williamsport from scoring again? Williamsport, machine-like fashion, mixing the run with the pass, just seems unstoppable.
But again, the 15-yard penalty, huge in that drive. Berwick had a good chance for a stop were it not for that penalty.
Would have set up a 3rd and 9 or so, I believe, Jim, and that would have been tough to convert.
Bulldogs from their 20. Owen Shoemaker gets the call. Shoemaker running off the right side is stood up as he gets about 3 on the play.
Running hard off the right side, but this is a rejuvenated Williamsport defense. Taking its cue from the offense, able to read Shoemaker's run, meet him 2 yards deep, and then more tacklers come, and eventually 5 or 6 join in on the pile.
2nd and 7. Marshman under center, I formation. Joey Lynn is the fullback ahead of Shoemaker, who gets the call again, looks for some room, runs into a wall. A good second effort gets him out to about the 27-yard line. 3rd down coming for the Bulldogs.
He always gives outstanding effort. He's fresh, comes full speed, accelerating in. One man never brings him down. Spun to the right, and then eventually 2 or 3 others collide and help in the tackle.
They mark it at the 26, so this is a 3rd and 4 for Berwick. Marshman out of the gun with Klinger to his left. Marshman has the shotgun snap and fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Damon Beckhorn at the 34-yard line.
Trying to catch him on the slant, very similar to the touchdown play.
Boy, that's the kind of play that can be a big play. He makes one man miss. That is a huge gain. Instead, it's a punting situation for the Bulldogs.
Very similar in look to the touchdown play. It was a little high, and he had to reach forward for it. That didn't come up with it that time. Last time he did come up with it, shook away from the defender and made it a touchdown.
So Williamsport figures to get great field position. And for Berwick, the issue is the long snapping.
Jake Lanning with the snap.
Back at the 12-yard line is Sharkuski. Snap a little bit high, but he pulls it in, gets the kick away, not particularly long. Berwick covers it well, and it will roll dead at about the Williamsport 40-yard line. So now the pressure really on this Berwick defense. They can't let this one get away here. 6:21 to go in the third. Williamsport, good field position, leading Berwick 23-14.
You're almost at the point where the defense needs a play to create the turnover, make something happen, maybe get some points themselves. It's been tough. Williamsport has a nice game plan for this one. They're very deliberate in their execution. They're conservative with the running game. They have the power in their big linemen to make things happen. And of course, they certainly can pass.
Fagnano out of the gun. Colin Esposito wide to the right. Protector on either side of the Williamsport junior quarterback. As he calls signals from the 40. Back to throw. Looking, he's got to keep the football. Joe Norris is the first one to hit him as he gets to about the 43-yard line. Andy was talking about Berwick needing a turnover. Well, it better be on a fumble because it's not going to be an interception.
Yeah, he isn't
Fagnano has thrown 3, and this is the 10th game of the season.
Joe Norris turned that inside, and then Blaine Cleaver punished him. Give him 3 yards on the run, but not easy going.
2nd and 7. Fagnano now with an empty backfield. Has the shotgun snap. Coming on the blitz is Beckhorn, but he gets the pass away to the 45. It's Jackson to midfield, and Jackson to the 45-yard line of Berwick where Ryan Lawball makes the stop. So they came with the corner blitz, so David Beckhorn, but Williamsport had the right call, and they pick up a first down at the Bulldog 45.
Yes, they did. When Beckhorn comes, you give up some coverage. While he was there quickly, turned it into a jump pass and hit Simmons.
That was Jackson for a 12-yard gain, and Latrell Jackson now takes the handoff, tries the right side. Evan Klinger and Ryan Lawball combine on the stop after a short gain to the 43-yard line.
I'll give them about 2 on that. No, they seem to have the answer. You know, Berwick's rolling the dice, doing some blitzing, doing some stunting, moving some people around. Different personnel, as we're seeing Blaine Cleaver in there at linebacker through this half.
Simmons in motion. Right to left. Fagnano hands it to him. Simmons makes a great cut to the middle, but Berwick's all over the play. And he'll get just to about the 41-yard line and bring up a third down call.
Tom Monaco wrapping him high up around the neck and wrestling him down to the ground.
Pick up of just a yard. 3rd down and 7. Williamsport, the Berwick 41-yard line Bulldogs need a stop, trailing 23-14 with 4:35 to go in the third. Trips receivers to the left. Stryker, the big tight end, now splits out to the right. Fagnano, after a low snap, fires a bullet pass. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Berwick gets the play they need. It might have been Evan Klinger, got his hands on the football.
Either that or J.J. Snyder, not quite sure which one.
I think it was Klinger, but at any rate, it's 4th down. And Williamsport looking the sideline like they're going to go for it. 4th and 7 at the Berwick 41-yard line. So a huge play here. Bulldogs need the football back. They trail by 9. Fagnano has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires over the middle. Has a man wide open at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, and down is Tanner Esposito at the Berwick 5-yard line.
Tanner Esposito with his first catch of the game. He had just a little bit too much time. They let it develop. Tanner Esposito very wide, almost on the sideline to the left. Crossing the field. They hit him at midfield on the crossing pattern and then running through the defense.
34 yards on the reception. 1st and goal at the 7. Simmons the call, gets to the 5. 2nd down and goal.
Mixing things well. Again, it's not surprising this team is able to run the ball effectively. Huge lineman. Tucker Kreischer goes 260. Danaker goes 330. Kreiner goes 260. And hard running backs.
2nd down and goal. Jackson's the running back. Option left, pitch it ahead to the tight end, incomplete. Ball popped free out of the hands of Ethan Stryker. It'll be 3rd down and goal. They're marking at the 6-yard line of Berwick.
Berwick plays that shuffle pass well. Quarterback is rolling to the left. Stryker, the tight end, comes from the back side and gets in position to take the little shuffle forward. So like a running play, but no threat of the fumble if it falls incomplete.
3rd and goal at the Berwick 6. Fagnano under center. Rolls left. Once Simmons has him, breaks the tackle and gets in for the touchdown. Tegan Wilk had an opportunity, had him in the grasp at the 3, could not hang on, and it's a touchdown. The Millionaires build the lead. However, is there a flag?
Or is there an injury in the far corner?
There is a flag. It's a holding call against Williamsport. Whew.
They manned the man. He looked like he was going to be the blocker as they rolled to the left. Instead of blocking, he went into the pattern in the flat. I think it was Damon Beckhorn who was with him. Damon Beckhorn just didn't have that extra step that he needed. I think he was caught where they weren't going to run that play. So a fortunate flag on the part of Berwick as they were beaten by the play call. Touchdowns nullified.
3rd and goal, Williamsport at the 18-yard line of Berwick. 23-14 Millionaires, 3:24 remaining in the 3rd. Fagnano out of the gun. Back to throw. Looking. Now breaks down. He's going to run, and he slides down to the 13-yard line. Picks up 5 on the play. 4th down for the Millionaires. This would be the play to go for a field goal if you have confidence in your kicker.
Did miss an extra point earlier. Great coverage by Alex Parks that time. Quarterback Fagnano had one man in mind. He wanted to go the wide receiver. Parks was playing a good, tough bump and run. The man in no way could spring free. We'll see the field goal attempt, Jim.
The hold by Fagnano will be at the 20. This is a 30-yard field goal attempt by Girardi. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field. 2:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Williamsport 26, Berwick 14. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, Safelite has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want Safelite, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Of Williamsport's 5 scoring drives tonight, that was the shortest, and that was 10 plays as they continue to play keep away on Berwick, and they've extended their lead over the Bulldogs to 26-14 with 2:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A 30-yard field goal by Girardi, his 2nd of the game, and Angelo Girardi has it teed up. He's been kicking mostly short. Bulldogs have to be well aware of that. Girardi has the signal from the officiating crew. Senior approaches the ball, and a very, very short kick to the far side. It goes through the legs of Tegan Wilk. Back to the 11-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Still on his feet. A nice recovery. Gets to the 31-yard line.
There is a flag, though, back at the 20. Sometime when things bounce away from you, you get an urgency to make people miss. He danced and made about 3 or 4 people miss. But in his return, there's going to be an infraction. They're almost always against the return team.
We're in the 3rd quarter. Still 2:29 to go. Still a long time. But the way Williamsport has played keep away, and it's almost vital that Berwick gets some points on the board on this possession.
You know, they need to really show a spark, show an intensity, show a desire. You got to sometime play inspired football in order to win against a good opponent. And right now, they're seeing a very good opponent. This Williamsport team on this night is as good an opponent as they'll see. And they got to step their game up to match it.
But the penalty brings the Bulldogs back to their own 10-yard line, as Jared Marshman out of the gun has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires a quick out to Damon Beckhorn. Beckhorn at the 20, Beckhorn out to the 22-yard line for a Berwick first down.
Joe Norse, as a tight end, did a nice job protecting in there. Gave Marshman time to get it out there to Beckhorn. Beckhorn tried a little shake and bake, but Williamsport in his zone has a lot of people reading him and collapsing on him.
12 yards on the reception First and 10, Bulldogs at their 22, and all kinds of confusion. Flags down on the play. The snap came before. Williamsport has the football, but what about the flag?
Waving it away. They're going to say that the center must have snapped it on his own before the movement. Herky-jerky movement doesn't matter if the center's the first one to move the ball. And then if Williamsport recovers, it is their football. Frank Sheptock wants to know what the call is, what happened. But as they're marking it, that's what they're doing. Putting it on the 20, giving it to Williamsport.
So the snap came to Marshman before he was ready for it. The ball came loose. Williamsport picked it off, and now the referee on the far side of the field explaining to Frank Sheptock why the play wasn't blown dead.
And I was down marking the play. There's so much up-tempo in here, I didn't get a good look at it. But just, knowing the rules and the way that you called it, that would be what I'd expect has happened. The first movement was by the center, so it's a live play. Everyone else can be late, herky-jerky, it doesn't matter. It's a live ball.
Well, now Williamsport has a chance to put this game away in the third quarter. They lead 26-14, 2:09 remaining, and they have a first down at the Berwick 20-yard line.
And a momentum, time where a defense can put its head down. Got to rise, got to play inspired, you got to stay with it.
Magnano out of the gun, empty backfield, has time, fires a quick out, has a man wide open, a good tackle in the open field at the 16-yard line.
Tanner Esposito over on the far side, just running a little stop pattern. Goes down at 7, comes back a yard or so, catches it at 6, and he'll take that.
I believe it was Alex Parks who made that tackle. Pick up a 4, second down and 6 at the Berwick 16-yard line. As the call goes to McClements off the left. McClements gets to about the 13-yard line. Picks up about 3 off the left side.
Tough runner. Inch it up closer and closer. Be about 2 yards short, a long yard or so from the chains.
3rd and 2. Williamsport at the Berwick 13-yard line. Millionaires will send 3 receivers to the left.
Might be sneaking very tight splits.
Magnano under center. Gives to McClements, tries the right side. Berwick's all over the play. They will not get the first down.
Jimmy LeGrand came behind the line from the left side as defensive end. Caught the man before he got to his own center. Held him while Berwick pushed him back. So a 4th down decision now for Williamsport.
4th down and 1 at the 12-yard line.
A short one.
McClements is the lone running back. Berwick jumped.
Oh,
5 yards the easy way for the Millionaires.
Yeah, credit that quarterback, Joe Pagano. He saved that hard count till he needed it. That was a perfect situation. Berwick's pawing at the ground, trying to root hog, trying to get in, trying to penetrate before the line hits them. And the hard count had 3 of them jump.
1st and goal for the Millionaires at the 7. 39 seconds to go in this third quarter. Magnano has the snap, rolls right, fires, has his man. Simmons and breaks into the end zone for the touchdown as he went right through a Berwick tackler.
He made a nice move. Quick little pattern, quick little out. He's just about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. 2 defenders in the area, but he has his momentum going. A quick little juke, slices between them, and gets his way on into the end zone.
Marcus Simmons with the touchdown. Fagnano having a big night. He's had a terrific junior season. And this game is now a rout as Girardi's kick comes up short. Time out on the field. 33 seconds to go, third quarter. Williamsport 32 at Berwick 14. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570 800-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz and Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Williamsport builds the lead 32-14 as they take advantage of a Berwick miscue. Taking over at the Bulldog 20-yard line on a snap issue. Actually, a snap catching Jared Marshman off guard. It wasn't a bad snap necessarily. And it's now an 18-point deficit. 33.1 seconds remaining in the third as this Williamsport offense has been terrific. Highest point total of the season against the Bulldogs. The short kick comes up short, is taken by one of the up men and returned to the 49-yard line.
Malik McMillan, he plays in the secondary. He has good hands. Guy who can make interceptions. Caught it cleanly, a line drive at his waist as he's in the up front area. And brought it forward to just about midfield, a yard short.
Well, I guess you stick to your plan. You've seen Berwick return kicks in other games, but boy, that's given up a lot of yardage.
It does, but the defense is held. Berwick's 2 touchdowns would have been from the 2-yard line on either end of the field. They could have gone 2 yards or 98. Once you break them, and they've been stopping this team from driving.
Marshman out of the gun, back to throw, looking long. He has Beckhorn wide open at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and Berwick gets a score on one play. 51 yards, Jared Marshman to Damon Beckhorn.
It's a beautiful pass. Marshman afforded the time, given the protection. Beckhorn isolated way here on the near side. Just ran a streak pattern, one-on-one, and his speed is superior to the cornerbacks. He had 2-3 steps. Marshman gets the ball that he can run under, extends the hands, makes an effortless catch, and glides on in for the score.
Second touchdown reception of the game for Beckhorn. Now, Ken Marshman to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Evan Klinger. Jake Lanning will do the snapping. So Berwick gets a score back very quickly. Snap, placement, kick is up, kick is good. Time on the field. 21.5 seconds to go in the third. Williamsport 32, Berwick 21. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Ken Marshman will kick it off for the Bulldogs. 21.5 seconds to go in the third. Berwick gets the long touchdown pass, but Williamsport leads it 32-21. So Berwick has shown they can score on this team, 3 touchdown passes, but they have not shown that they can stop this team. Williamsport's had one long drive after another. Marshman's kick will be fielded by Akeem Cowan-Connolly at the 5. Gets to about the 20 and is buried there. Ryan Lawbaugh among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he was the first one down and really did. In fact, eventually as the ball goes to the ground, it's squirting loose. Berwick will have nice field position because of the good high, deep kick and the excellent coverage.
Well, Lawbaugh does a great job with special teams. In fact, the sophomores had a terrific all-around season.
Oh, I'll give you that. Yeah, nice coverage, man. Able to give Berwick a lot of dimensions. He plays that well. He comes up well and tackles hard. Here you see it on the specialty teams, willing to stretch himself, tried the deep snapping to help the team as he could.
So Williamsport from their 21. Joe Fagnano's had a terrific night. Has the shotgun snap. Gives the running back in a big hole. He gets out to the 28-yard line. Picks up about 7 on the play. That's Latrell Jackson. And it will be a 2nd down and 3 when the 4th quarter begins, because the 3rd quarter has come to an end here at STA Stadium with the score. Williamsport 32 and Berwick 21. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
4th quarter, Central Columbia leads Bloomsburg 14-0. Pittston leads Wyoming area 21-14, and Wyoming Valley West leads Coughlin 28-0 in the 4th. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Give Doyle, Andy Lakeney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from STA Stadium in Williamsport. The regular season finale for both the Bulldogs of Berwick, the Millionaires of Williamsport. Williamsport has dominated time of possession in this one. They played keep away. They've got a great night from their junior quarterback, Joe Fagnano, and they lead the Bulldogs heading into the 4th, 32-21. So the pressure is on the Berwick defense. They need a couple of stops. Williamsport has a 2nd down and 3 at their own 28-yard line. Millionaires move from our right to our left as we start this 4th quarter.
We've been seeing a lot of Blaine Cleaver. I'm looking on the far sideline. Noah Craig has ice on his wrist. So an injury forcing that substitution at halftime.
It's a 9th grader in for a senior. And we also see Mason Lawbaugh still in there for the Bulldogs.
Hard count, almost drew Berwick off again.
Fagnano back to throw, has time, fires out of the backfield, has his man. For a 1st down at the 30-yard line, Latrell Jackson, brought down by Blaine Cleaver.
Yeah, he dropped into his zone about 10 yards. Man slid just behind the line of scrimmage. Able to make the catch.
They're marking it just short of the 1st down. So it's 3rd down and 1. Millionaires just short of their own 30-yard line. Fagnano out of the gun. Jackson behind him. Jackson gets the call at the left side. Lots of running room before he meets any resistance, and he carries the tackler out to the 44-yard line. I mean, that offensive front for Williamsport just opened up a huge hole on a 3rd and 1.
Either that or Berwick took himself out of the play. The defensive end just wasn't there. And whether he committed to a real tight inside pass rush, but they got a very soft corner for that.
14 yards on the carry. Fagnano to the air, hits his tight end Stryker, and Stryker draws a crowd at the 45-yard line. They'll pick up just a yard on that completion.
Yeah, he will draw a crowd. Big target. A lot of passing underneath, even to the point of in front of the linebackers. You know, hoping to control the clock, keep things moving, hoping that the receivers can then get yardage after the catch.
2nd down and 9. Nathan Welsh comes into the offense for the Millionaires. He's in a slot to the left side. Tanner Esposito outside of him. 2nd down and 9 from the 45. Fagnano fires, has his man, a good tackle, and a loss back to the 42-yard line. Boy, that's a nice play in the open field by Damon Beckhorn.
Yeah, it was Marcus Simmons, a dangerous receiver. They bring him in the backfield for some different looks. Basically, he just did a little flare out there, caught it in stride, but Beckhorn lined up right on him, dropped him for a loss of a yard.
3rd and 11. Berwick desperate for a stop. They trail by 11 early in the 4th quarter. Slot to the right side. Fagnano has the snap. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Fires. Has a man over the middle and very, very close to a 1st down.
Depends on the spot, and I didn't get a good enough look.
I'll tell you, with this offense, when they've got 3rd and long, they have you right where they want you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Is this going to be a measurement? They blew a whistle. It's very, very close.
Tanner Esposito catches the pass over the middle. Berwick forced them into a 3rd and 11, and it looks like they may have the 1st down.
He was hit spun to the ground right near there. Question of where his knee hit, where they spot the ball. Looked like an accurate spot. They're going to hold it in place. Stretch that chain over. Do they or don't they? They're blocking us this close, Coach. Football length is what they're sending over to Coach Cruz.
I'd be shocked if Williamsport punts the football here.
I'm kind of with you. It's an aggressive mindset. We can get things. We can make it happen. You have a quarterback capable of pushing. You have those big linemen. I think you give it to one of your running backs, although they're not really of a size, but the size is in that offensive line. I would put Kurt Daniker at my point of attack. He's the left guard, and I'd run power over him.
And watch for Fagnano to try to bark the Bulldogs offside as he did.
Last, yep.
He's under center, 4th and inches, quarterback keeper. And Fagnano gets the first down to the Berwick 45-yard line.
Yep, used his center, Chase Bauer. He's a 240-pound senior. To his left with Kurt Daniker. They leaned in that direction. Wedge blocked it. They got the push. And the 6'3 quarterback at 205 pounds following that.
1st and 10 for the Millionaires at the Berwick 45-yard line. 9.5 minutes remaining in the game, and a great defensive play by Ryan Lawbaugh. They handed it off to Latrell Jackson, and Lawbaugh across the line of scrimmage. Makes a tackle for a loss. There is a Bulldog down on the play.
I believe it's one of the linemen. We'll see when they turn and get us the number. Normally, Ryan Lawbaugh doesn't get that type of blitzing responsibility. They save that for Damon Beckhorn or some of the others. But this time they mixed it up. They sent him, boy, quick as can be, right on the movement of the ball. He's in the backfield.
And it's still 9:20 to play, but this is a crucial defensive series for the Bulldogs as they have to keep Williamsport off the scoreboard. As Tom Monaco, the injured player, he's up and walking off. 32-21 is the Williamsport lead. So you have to wonder, in a high school game, 9:20 to go, how many more times are you going to get the football? You have to keep it at 11 points.
Yeah, you do. And you might be doing it by taking some chances, blitzing cornerbacks like Ryan Lawbaugh, Damon Beckhorn, mixing your linebackers, twisting and stunting your ends and tackles. Got to make something happen aggressively to keep this team from moving and getting another first down.
2nd and 12 from the Berwick 47. Fagnano out of the pistol, has the snap, fires a quick out.
He caught his own pass.
It bounced up to Fagnano, who makes the catch and will be brought down right about the line of scrimmage. Berwick again gets the hands up, and it will be a 3rd down and 12 at the 47.
Fagnano to Fagnano. It happens on occasion. Berwick's defensive end on the left side, or a blitzing corner, got the hands up, and it bounced back to Fagnano. Might have lost a yard.
3rd and long. Let's see. Officials stop play. Look around. No timeout.
Frank Sheptock saying what's going on. Come on, guys. Let's play it. Now the side judge walking over toward the Berwick sideline.
No reason for the delay. 3rd and 12. Williamsport's been great at picking up these 3rd and longs. Fagnano out of the gun. Has the snap. Back to throw. Big pass rush. Gets the pass away. Completion out of bounds. The 43-yard line. Well short is Marcus Simmons, Malik McMillan, and Alex Parks were there. Damon Beckhorn was in the face of the quarterback. Now it's a 4th and 8 from the Berwick 43-yard line.
And they'll still go for it offensively. Not a team that really likes to punt. They've crossed midfield. They feel they can get 8 yards. So Berwick needs to dial up a defensive solution here.
Any chance the Bulldogs have in this one might depend on a stop here. 4th and 8 from their 43. Fagnano back to throw. Big pass rush. He gets away. He rolls right. He throws downfield. A man wide open at the 15-yard line. Joe Fagnano makes it happen. Marcus Simmons with the grab, and that could be the nail in the coffin for the Bulldogs.
Damon Beckhorn blitzed really hard from the left side. Came like a missile, but at the last second, Fagano able to sidestep it. Rolled to his right, had all kind of time then. And that's when Marcus Simmons found the opening downfield.
From the 16-yard line after a 27-yard pickup, a fumble on the play. The scramble is on near the 20-yard line. A problem with the exchange. This will be big. It's Berwick's football. Berwick has the football.
Seeing who comes up, I think it's Blaine Cleaver who had it. Jim didn't want to show the glory. But I think he was the man at the bottom of the pile. Linebacker cheating up into the A-gap, sees the ball drop, goes low, and comes up with a huge defensive play.
8:06 to play. Eric Montez with that recovery, and the Bulldogs take over down 11. 32-21 Williamsport. Berwick moving from our left to a right this fourth quarter. 3 receivers to the right side. Out of the gun. Marshman back to throw. Looking long to the far side. Has a man and overthrows him at the 40-yard line. Tegan Wilk, 5 yards beyond the secondary. Almost a huge play for Berwick with 8 minutes to play.
Previous quarter, they did it here on the near side, throwing to Damon Beckhorn. Now going the other way, trying to connect with Tegan Wilk, who did have the steps. But those are tough to complete.
Second down and 10, Bulldogs at their 20. Slot to the right side. Norse on a wing to the right. Marshman looks to the right, fires to Beckhorn, gets by one man to the 25, cuts it outside to the 30, to the 35, tiptoes out of bounds near the 38-yard line. They'll pick up 18 and a first down.
Got some real nice blocking. As soon as he caught it, there was a man to take his corner away. He ran behind that, and then downfield, Jared Watts, about 10, 12 yards off the ball, was able to wall his man away.
Marshman has the snap, rolls left, fires to the other side. Again, it's Beckhorn. Makes a neat move over midfield and down to the Williamsport 47-yard line.
Hit hard in the helmet. Being helped up, I'm not sure he wants that help. He might want to stay down. First he was horse collar to the ground, and then a helmet-to-helmet shot as he was down. I was half waiting to see would there be a flag, and there wasn't. Is Beckhorn going to leave the game, Jim?
Well, we already had Tegan Wilk leave after that long run and near connection downfield. He came up limping. And Berwick, after a 15-yard pickup, has a first down at the Williamsport 47. Marshman out of the gun. Flag down the play. Marshman's going to run for it and gets to the 42-yard line. Picks up 5. We'll check the flag.
Didn't see it. Marshman went into an awkward slide and was met by a defender, but I think because he was so tentative in which way he was going down, they allowed for the contact. I would have.
Well, Wilk is still out of there. Beckhorn remains in the game, but this 5-yard walk-off will put Berwick back at their 48-yard line and bring up a first and 15.
Well, they're probably in an all-pass mode anyway, trying to connect and then shake loose if they hit somebody out there in the secondary.
Slot to the right side. Wide receiver to the left. Marshman has the shotgun snap. Fires to the left, and it's dropped right in the hands of Jared Watts. And now it's second and 15 at the 48.
Well, Justin Robbins actually with the drop. We won't blame Watts on that. Numbers 13 and 12 are very close. Trying to set up a similar type of screen pass that he caught earlier in the game in the first half.
Watts is a player that might go to. He's usually good for a couple of misses in the secondary. He's by himself to the left. But Marshman is rolling right. They blitz him. Gets the pass away, and it's dropped. Oh, back-to-back drops. This one was by Jared Watts.
Got to make the plays. Quarterback's putting it out there for you while he's under duress. That time he's in the grasp as he lets go of the ball. Watts had the sideline. Just couldn't maintain his focus on the catch and turning it upfield.
Now it's third down and 15 after 2 dropped passes. And Berwick in desperation mode, trailing by 11 with 7 minutes to play. Marshman has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires over the middle, and he has a man for a completion and a first down at the 31-yard line. Jared Watts with the grab.
That time he wasn't going to let it go. It was a much tougher catch. Down the middle, willing to take the shot in the back as he catches the ball.
21 yards on the reception. 1st and 10, Berwick at the Williamsport 31-yard line. 6:54 to go. Marshman fires a quick out. It's dropped. Went right through the hands of Jared Watts. So that's 3 drops on this possession for Berwick, and yet they are still in position. Down 11, 6:49 to go. 2nd and 10 at the Williamsport 31.
Normally they have much surer hands, struggling with catching this game.
Slot to the right side. Marshman has the snap. Back to throw. Sets up a screen. Williamsport is all over it. It's a completion for a loss of 2.
I believe it's Evan Klinger. Show us the number. Yes, it is. Trying to set it up to get one of their better runners behind the blockers. But it's not going to go, even though he makes the catch.
3rd and 12. Berwick obviously in 4-down territory, trailing by 11, 6:24 to play. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Marshman has the shotgun snap. Steps up in the pocket, nothing there. He's got to run with the football. Avoids a tackler, headed for the first down marker, and he may have it out of bounds on the sideline, depending where they mark it. Looks like the 20-yard line. That would be a 13-yard pickup and a first down.
Yeah, I think he'd know where the marker was, even though they laid it down. I think he'd want to make sure he got far enough. Put a real nifty move on one man. They are going to move these chains. Broke off to the left when he saw the receivers were covered. Had to make a move right near the line of scrimmage. I'd stepped him. That's something for a guy who goes about 240 pounds.
He needed 12. He got 12. First down, Berwick at the Williamsport 21. Marshman back to throw. Here comes the rush. He's going to run again, headed toward the sideline. This time he'll get just a couple yards. He will stop the clock, though, with exactly 6 minutes remaining.
Well, he's half conserving the clock, wanting to go to the end zone if he can. He realizes things are dwindling down. They need the big play, and they need to preserve the seconds.
He got just a yard on the play. 2nd down, Berwick at the Williamsport 20. Bulldogs trail by 11.
See, Tegan Wilk is back in the lineup, Jim, along with Damon Beckhorn, dangerous receivers.
Jared Watts as well. 2nd down and 9. Beckhorn in motion, right to left, flag down on the play.
Frank Galicki saw something in there as an umpire. Perhaps a movement at the center position or one of the guards flinching. But something tight near the football. Going to move Berwick back 5 yards.
2nd and 14 now at the Williamsport 25-yard line.
With the clock stopped, Berwick looking deliberately to the sidelines. All the skilled players getting the play. Line just checking on formation for blocking scheme. Straight drop back, or will it be roll? That's all they need to know.
Beckhorn wide right. Jared Watts in the slot to the right. Marshman awaits the shotgun snap. The official is telling the band to knock it off.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, I was wondering about that. Normally, you don't want the band playing while the other team is running a play, and they've done it before, and that time the referee got the attention. He looked up at the band and gave a,
hey, stop that. Waved them off.
Well, it looked like a throat slash, but I'm sure that wasn't his intention.
Now what you'll do is you'll get the fans here on the Williamsport side creating the noise rather than the band. Powerful band that can blare out, make it challenging to hear signals, will now be replaced by the fan base.
2nd and 14. Berwick at the Williamsport 25-yard line. 6 minutes to play. Bulldogs trail by 11. Marshman back to throw. Fires, has Beckhorn at the 20. Beckhorn to move to the 15. Beckhorn to the 10. Beckhorn headed toward the end zone. He will be out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Boy, he makes a catch on a play where people are going to get down at the point where they catch the ball, but he is just so dangerous. Little stutter step, break to the outside, Gets by one man, gets by another man, and stretches toward the end zone, but can't keep himself in bounds. But an outstanding play to bring Berwick down there.
22 yards on the reception from the 3, flag down on the play.
I missed it trying to keep up with the pace of things as it is. So the catch by Beckhorn, 22 yards. Boy, you would think he would get maybe 2 out of it. He stretches it all the way down to the goal line.
How big has he been on this drive? He's had catches of 18, 15, and 22 yards. The penalty offside against Williamsport moves it to the 1.5-yard line, where it's 1st and goal for Berwick.
Power formation.
Shoemaker the call. He's hit and dropped for loss back at the 5-yard line.
Danaker makes his presence known. Playing defensively, big Kurt Danaker at 330 pounds, throws his man out of the way, gets himself into the backfield and gets a hold of Owen Shoemaker before he can get himself moving. So all of a sudden on the one particular play, he comes alive.
The ball back at the 6-yard line as Marshman rolls left, throws to the end zone, had a man wide open, but the pass overthrown.
Jared Watts was out there. They had beaten the coverage. The design of the play had it. Berwick now 3rd down, and on 4th down they'll go for it as well.
Well, we haven't called Danaker's name a lot in this game, but what a time for him to come up with that huge defensive play.
Well, now and then you just got to make it happen. You have that kind of size, you do it.
3rd and goal, Berwick from the 6. 5:19 to play. Beckhorn in motion right to left. Marshman rolls left. Looking into the end zone. No, he has a man short, and he gets in for the touchdown. Tegan Wilk makes the grab in for the score, and Berwick stays into this one with 5:13 to play.
He was looking at Damon Beckhorn at about the 1-yard line, flattening out, and he had a man deeper in the end zone. Kind of pumped it, but they were covered. He then goes straight up the hash mark where he finds Tegan Wilk, who catches it at the 1, plants, and spins in. On the plant, twisted his ankle a little bit, so he hopped on off the field. I have to keep an eye on him. Berwick lining up for a 2-point conversion now.
Trying to make this a 3-point Williamsport lead with 5:13 to go.
Ball on the left hash.
Marshman out of the gun. Has a man in motion. The give to that motion man, and he'll be brought down at the 1-yard line. Evan Klinger stopped short of the goal. Time out of the field. 5:13 to go. Williamsport 32. Berwick 27. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick, a 15-play, 80-yard drive to stay in this game. They trail Williamsport 32-27, 5:13 to go. Ordinarily, might be early to go with the onside kick, but Williamsport has played ball possession football so much in this game. I'm not sure the Bulldogs can afford anything but. We'll see what Marshman does here.
10 men up close, only 1 man deep.
His kick will go long and goes over the head of Jackson and into the end zone for a touchback. So Berwick will put it on their defense to try to make a stand here with 5:13 to go. The Millionaires at their own 20-yard line. Their lead cut to 5.
It's all on defense. Keep an eye. Tegan Wilk, who's Mr. Interception, did twist an ankle. I think he's limping out onto the field. You can see him noticeably as the deepest man, struggling. But he is out there. As you mentioned, Joe Fagnano does not throw interceptions. Only 3 all year.
1st and 10. Millionaires from their 20. To give the ball to Jackson off the right side. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3 on the play.
And the flag. Frank Galicki lobbed the flag in at the point of a tackle. I think we're going to see an illegal block here.
Andy, Jared Marshman was magnificent on that 80-yard drive.
You know, you just forget, how comfortable he is back there. Consider there were 3 dropped balls, as well as the ones that, were caught. Everything just seemed to be on target. He's in a very nice rhythm. He'd like to get back out there and get one more crack at it. He feels he can get to the end zone.
Penalty against Williamsport, a hold to be 1st and 16 for the Millionaires, back at their 14-yard line. 5:06 to play. Berwick trails by 5.
Very conservative with the running play to start the drive. They'd like to kill the clock. But you can get yourself too conservative, especially now as down and distance has been extended because of the penalty.
Not sure what the officials are doing here, except holding up play.
Just now showing us the holding call.
Millionaires at their 14. Magnano rolls left, fires on the backfield, has a man, a great tackle in the open field at the 17-yard line. Boy, that's a terrific defensive play by Ryan Lawbaugh. As Simmons got it, and they get him at the 18 to pick up a 4. 2nd down and 12.
Blaine Cleaver right there too, Jim. A nice defense coming up, limiting that to just a 2-yard gain.
We've seen Simmons in the open field cause problems. Not that time. Millionaires from their 18. Striker, the tight end to the left. Fagnano under center. 1 running back behind him. Gives it off. Straight through, and a great run by McClements out to the 26-yard line. He'll be short of the 1st down yardage, but a big hole opened up by that veteran offensive front for the Millionaires.
Evan Klinger coming up from safety, taking his legs out. Now 3rd and long 3, short 4. Jim, I don't think on 4th down they can take the risk of not punting. So this is a big play and probably a passing down. Can Berwick hold them?
3rd down and 3. Fagnano has a slot to the right side. 1 running back behind him. Gives to that running back. Up the gut. He's cut down short of the 1st down yardage. Did not get to the 30-yard line.
Evan Klinger again reading as sort of a free safety against the run. Watching what's happening. Comes up strong. They're going to call it about a football length or 2 short. Injury timeout as Williamsport's running back not getting up very quickly. So time for both coaches to think. Jimmy, can you afford to not punt this away? You can if you get it. You have your timeouts. Berwick was susceptible to the hard count. Also, when they did sneak, you have that size in there. The sneak was extremely effective as they ran behind Chase Bauer and Kurt Daniker.
I think you come out and you try to hard count them offside. If you don't get that, you punt it.
Yeah, that would be, I would agree, that would be the book. But the ease in which they got the 1st down last time on the quarterback sneak, when they can go heel to heel and knowing to count, and Berwick having already jumped off sides once, they might just push this ahead anyway.
3:27 to go. 4th and 1 Williamsport. Just short of their 30-yard line.
Daniker's moved to the right side rather than the left side. And I think it would be a quarterback sneak because it's short enough. It's only a foot or so.
McClements was the injured player, but he jogged off eventually. Here we go. 4th down. Williamsport just short of their 30-yard line. Fagnano under center. Jackson, the running back, far behind him. Trips receivers to the right. Fagnano looks him over. Quarterback keeper off the right side. Gets the big push and gets the 1st down. Big play by the Millionaires.
They followed Daniker. He ended up 7-8 yards downfield after his taking his man for the first 3 or 4. Yeah, when you have that type of size and talent and a big quarterback and you only need the foot, you can afford to take the risk, especially as Berwick's probably talking to the players during the stoppage. Hey, they're going to come out. Don't jump off. Don't jump off. You're back on your heels just that little bit, and then they explode at you.
Millionaires from their 33. Clock running, 2:50 to go. Berwick has 3 timeouts remaining. Call off the right side and nothing doing.
Good hitting.
Second effort will get the running back out to about the 34-yard line for maybe a yard on the play.
Blaine Cleaver very aggressively getting into that tackle.
And Berwick, I believe, used a timeout.
Their first.
So we'll keep it right here. The ball just short of the 35-yard line. Second down and about 9. So Berwick needs a stop, as I become Captain Obvious here with a 32-27 deficit staring them and 2:35 to go.
Been a fascinating game, Jim.
It has.
Yeah, Williamsport comes out with a totally different game plan. More run than pass, and yet that passing threat is still there. Berwick has to adjust on the fly. Berwick, that normally can grind it out with anybody, hasn't had really the chance to run the ball all that much, as they've been forced into playing catch-up. And their best weapon has been the long touchdown pass. Throw it short and have the speedy receivers break the long touchdown after making the catch. And then decisions on 4th down, big hits, big plays. It's been a dandy.
2nd and 8, Millionaires from their 35-yard line. Slot to the right side.
Customers with Liberty.
Wide receiver to the left. Fagnano looks to the sideline. He's under center.
He's in no hurry, but there's no clock to worry about either. The clock's not running.
Yeah, he's almost doing it like we're running.
Might be unaware.
The call goes to Jackson. He's cut down in the open field. Boy, that's a big, big tackle. As Berwick will use another timeout because there was a hole. And if Evan Klinger doesn't plug that hole, that might be a big gain. At the very least, it's a first down. But Klinger makes the play, holds it to a 2-yard gain. And now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 following this Berwick timeout. Bulldogs have 1 remaining.
Evan Klinger makes those plays, though, Jim. You see the C's part. There's a huge lane. But he's reading it in a position where he is designated to be stopping the run. He comes up, he fills, and he's a very sure tackler. As you mentioned, it's scary looking by how well it opens. But knowing it's Evan Klinger there, he's made a number of those just in this quarter alone.
3rd down. And about 7 for the Millionaires.
Now the Millionaires have a bit of a decision. Do they pass? It's your best opportunity to keep the ball and ice it, to get the chains and not have to punt. But if you're incomplete, you've stopped the clock. Do you run, where your option of getting the first down isn't nearly as good? You have a trick play after the timeout. We'll see. Here it comes.
3rd and 7. Millionaires at their 37. 2:37 to play. They're nursing a 5-point lead over Berwick. Fagnano on a roll left. Fires a pass. Incomplete. Incomplete. Intended for the tight end striker who had his hands on it at the 45-yard line. Couldn't haul it in. It's an incompletion. It does stop the clock. 2:31 to go. And Williamsport will punt it away, and Berwick still with a timeout in their back pocket.
Freshman Blaine Cleaver followed Stryker across the formation. And right there at the sideline where the ball was thrown, he was in position to kind of force the man out where a catch couldn't be made. He came up with his hands raised like, hey, no interference here, and he was right.
Tanner Esposito back in the Williamsport 20, awaiting the long snap from his brother Colin. Snap is high. He goes up and gets it and gets the kick away. A low line drive kick. And Berwick will let it bounce, and it will roll dead about the 33-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs have it with 2:21 to go. 1 timeout remaining. Williamsport leading 32-27.
Strap it on. One timeout to go, but you're going to be throwing. Incomplete, stop the clock. Out of bounds, stop the clock. Move the change, you'll momentarily stop the clock. 2:21 from this position isn't bad. You wish it was just that field goal you needed had you made the 2-point conversion, but you got to get down and score the touchdown to come away with the win.
Beckhorn wide right. Jared Watts in the slot to the right. Jared Marshman out of the gun. Has the snap, rolls right, fires, has Beckhorn, tries to get away from a man, and then he is swarmed under about the 37-yard line. Pick up only about 5 on the play. Second down and 5, clock running, 2:05, 2:04 remaining in the game.
They're going to be aware of where Beckhorn lines up. He's the guy who touches the ball, can score. Tegan Wilk will be opposite him on the near side. Beckhorn up the top.
Slot to the left. Marshman back to throw. Fires, has Watts. Gets by one man and gets the first down. Out at the 44-yard line. Great play by Jared Watts. He was hit short of the first down yardage. Bounced away and got out of bounds. With 1:44 to go. 7 yards, first down at the 44. Joe Fagnano checks into the secondary for Williamsport for the first time.
He has the height. He's not tired. He's a little bit fresh. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
And he's out here on Damon Beckhorn. We'll watch that matchup. Marshman has the snap. Back to throw. Looking. He's in trouble.
Ball.
He'll be sacked, and he loses the football. And it's out of bounds on the far side.
Out of bounds.
Very dangerous for the Bulldogs with 1:33 to go.
He doesn't quite have the mobility and flexibility that he had before the leg injury, just in bending. He kind of got out there, was kind of lost, got spun around, realized the play was going nowhere, but he wasn't down. Lets the ball get pushed out of his hand, and it's dangerously bouncing on the sideline.
Second and 13 for the 41. Officials stop play.
And we ask why. Ball is marked properly where it went out of bounds. No one has too many players on the field as far as I can see. Just to settle the tension a little. Will we be shown something? More time on the clock? The ball did bounce up. They're going to give a sideline warning on this side. Maybe they gave Berwick one, but you know, you have the thrill and the excitement of football.
Don't stop it.
Hardly think.
Don't stop it here.
Oh, no.
Berwick from their 41. Second down and 13. 1:19 to go. Bulldogs trail by 5. Please, officials. Let this game go.
Is the clock wrong? That's my concern. They don't like, they're pointing up there toward the scoreboard. I think when the ball bounced out of bounds, and we're on the very, very far side with a long ways to see, they may not have realized it went out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, it just added 8 seconds to it, which
That's
is
big.
Good for Berwick. 1:27 to go now. Williamsport showing blitz. Marshman has the snap and he rolls right. He fires to the sideline. He has his man, and the man gets out of bounds. That's Jared Watts. Well short of the first down yardage. It's over the 45. They're going to mark it at the 47, so they pick up 6. Third down and 7, 1:21 to play.
Well, you have 2 plays to get it. You're certainly not going to punt it away. Both will beat for the chains, if not further.
Tegan Wilk wide right. Slot to the left. Marshman has the snap. Fires over the middle. Diving attempt at the 48-yard line, and the catch by Jared Watts. Short of the first down yardage. Fourth down coming up. Berwick will have to hurry. They picked up 5. Fourth down, about 3 for the Bulldogs. They have 1 timeout remaining, and they will use that timeout right here.
Oh, boy. Tough keeping up. He wanted to get another yard or 2, but he was going to be open in that seam only so long. So quarterback Jared Marshman spits it out to the slanting Jared Watts, who catches it coming from left down the hash mark. He's on his knees when he catches it, so there's no opportunity to run for the extra yardage. It's a good 2 yards. It's not a quarterback sneak situation. Now, your ultimate goal is to win this, and there's only 62 seconds left. You can bomb this. The fact that they brought their quarterback out to try to take on Tegan Wilk would fascinate me as a coach.
Actually, when he first came out, I don't know if you saw something I didn't. He was on Beckhorn.
Part of me wants to experiment on that. He has nice height, but does he have the speed to stay with him? He's here on the left side.
Big play of the game. 4th and 3 Berwick at the Williamsport 48-yard line. 1:05 to go. Bulldogs trail by 5.
Williamsport defending.
Marshman out of the gun, has the snap. Back to throw, big pass rush. He will be sacked. Berwick will never get a chance to throw it downfield. Williamsport will take over and win this game.
He didn't have a very deep drop. He was only about 4 yards deep. And there was great explosion from the front 4 with a little blitzing help by Williamsport. I think some of these Williamsport defenders saved themselves, and they were refreshed from the timeout. They said it all comes down to one play. They played that inspired play right there, got through the Berwick line, and came up with the sack that they needed for a big victory.
So they'll go into the victory formation, and Berwick will lose their final game and finish this regular season at 8-2. And they will be home to start the playoffs, and I think I'm going to be able to give you their opponent, as we have a couple of finals coming in, as Fagnano will take a knee. Wyoming Valley West beat Coughlin 42-0. Pittston area got by Wyoming area 24-21. By our calculations, that means that Wyoming area will come to Berwick next Friday night for the District 2 Quad A quarterfinals. Bulldogs going down to defeat their final game. Made a gallant effort here in the second half after falling behind by double digits. Joe Fagnano takes another knee. Boy, what a terrific game he had as he outduels Jared Marshman. A good duel it was. And the final score here tonight is Williamsport 32 and Berwick 27. We'll be back with the scoring, the stats, and other scores with Ben Willis. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center storage facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard this evening. Finals: Central Columbia over Bloomsburg 21-0. Southern Columbia over Selinsgrove 49-28. Danville over Warrior Run 63-21. Hazleton over Crestwood tonight, 35-0. Pittston over Wyoming, 24-21. Wyoming Valley West over Coughlin, 42-0. Dallas over Lake Lehman, 37-6. Shikellamy over Milton, 56-21. North School over Pottsville, 40-0. And in the fourth quarter, Mount Carmel leads Shamokin, 43-29. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazleton 103.5.
Good football game here tonight at STA Stadium in Williamsport. Williamsport outlasting Berwick. The final score of 32-27. Millionaires went to a short passing game tonight and went to it effectively. Kept the ball for long scoring drives, none longer than their first possession. An 18-play drive that started at their 8-yard line. Stalled at the Berwick 4-yard line. Angelo Girardi kicked a 20-yard field goal to give the Millionaires a 3-0 lead. In the second quarter, they added to that lead with a 15-play, 80-yard drive. Fagnano, the junior quarterback, again, this time a 5-yard touchdown pass to Colin Esposito. Girardi's extra point attempt was no good, but Williamsport had a 9-0 lead. Berwick finally got on the board with 6:37 to go in the first half. Jared Marshman hit Tegan Wilk with a short pass. Wilk broke away from a tackle attempt and raced 54 yards for the touchdown. Ken Marshman with the extra point, and Williamsport's lead was cut to 9-7. But the Millionaires with another long drive, 13 plays, 71 yards. Joe Fagnano, a pass to Colin Esposito, made a terrific catch, 23-yarder, as he laid out in the end zone for the grab. Girardi had the extra point. That was with just 1:38 to go in the half. Williamsport extended their lead to 16-7, but Berwick came back. They got it to the Williamsport 38-yard line, and from there, Jared Marshman hit Damon Beckhorn, who outraced the secondary for the touchdown. Ken Marshman with the extra point. At halftime, Williamsport led 16-14. But the Millionaires started that third quarter quickly. They took the second half kickoff, went 11 plays, 80 yards. This time it was Joe Fagnano to his big tight end, Ethan Stryker, 12 yards for the score. Girardi with the extra point. 23-14 was the Williamsport lead. Their next possession, a 10-play drive. And Girardi, from 30 yards, kicked the field goal, extended the lead to 26-14. Things went from bad to worse for the Bulldogs. There was a problem with a snap. It got there when Marshman was not expecting it. Williamsport took over at the 20-yard line, and a 5-play drive resulted in a 7-yard touchdown pass. Joe Fagnano to Marcus Simmons. Girardi with the extra point, and it really looked bad for Berwick at that point. They trailed 32-14 with 33 seconds to go in the third. But they got one back before the quarter ended. Jared Marshman, a 1-play drive after a short kick by Williamsport, a 51-yard bomb to Damon Beckhorn with 21.5 seconds to go in the third. Ken Marshman had the extra point, and the Williamsport lead was 32-21. The Bulldogs got close in that fourth quarter. Williamsport made one of the few mistakes of the night as Fagnano had a problem on the exchange from center. The ball popped loose. Eric Montez recovered for Berwick at the Bulldog 20-yard line. And from there, Jared Marshman was magnificent on a 15-play, 80-yard scoring drive. The touchdown coming on a roll left and a 6-yard touchdown pass to Tegan Wilk. Damon Beckhorn was huge on that drive as he caught passes of 18, 15, and 22 yards. After the touchdown pass to Tegan Wilk, Berwick went for the 2-point conversion, but Evan Klinger was stopped short of the goal line, and Williamsport's lead was 32-27. Williamsport got the football, got some first downs, used some clock, but eventually were forced to punt. So Berwick still had an opportunity. They had the ball at their own 48-yard line with a 4th down and 3 with under a minute to play. Marshman back to pass, was sacked by Kurt Daniger. Berwick out of timeouts. That end of the game, couple of kneel downs by the Williamsport Millionaires. And they go on to defeat the Bulldogs. The final score, Williamsport 32, Berwick 27. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lichty.
A lot of numbers, Jim. Tough one to keep up. I have Williamsport with 439 yards in total offense. Berwick with 325 yards in total offense. So people were moving the football in this one. Williamsport did a good job of sort of disturbing Berwick's offense and dictating what the offense was going to have to do for Berwick. Berwick limited to just 15 running plays in the game, and that's counting a number of times where Jared Marshman was forced to run with the football. So designed running plays called, relatively limited. 26 passing plays to 15 running plays for Berwick and their 325 yards. Let's start with them. Evan Klinger had only 5 carries and 22 yards. Owen Shoemaker, just 5 carries, 10 yards for him. So the running backs by design on running plays, just 10 carries, 32 yards. Quarterback Jared Marshman I have with 5 carries. I'm looking at the number of sacks. I see at least 2 in there. The rest of the runs by design, where he's running out of the pocket and making positive yards, not by design, but spontaneous. 5 carries for positive 15 yards despite the 2 sacks. So in all, Berwick just has 15 rushes for 47 yards. Passing, I have Marshman is 18 of 26, no interceptions, 278 yards. Berwick averaging just 123 yards a game. Here, 278 yards passing in this game. Damon Beckhorn has monster numbers here. They hit him a number of times. 2 touchdown receptions that he was able to break long. In all, 7 catches, 162 yards. Tegan Wilk also put on a display. He ends up with 2 touchdowns in 4 catches, a total of 64 yards. Jared Watts wasn't called into play much till the 4th quarter. He finishes with 5 catches, 49 yards. Justin Robbins took a little screen pass, wide receiver screen for 5 yards. Klinger caught one in the backfield and lost 2 yards on that. My tallies has Marshman 18 of 26 for 278 yards passing. The running game generating just 47 yards and a total offense of 325 yards for Berwick. But Williamsport posts 439 yards. 187 on the ground, 252 in the air. Running game had a lot of different people carrying, and numbers hard to see. I relied on friends in the press box. Adam Roberts of the Press Enterprise giving me his numbers. He has Latrell Jackson, 8 carries for 25. Blaze McClements, 21 carries for 70. Alec Dickey with 2 totes for a total of 19. Marcus Simmons, great receiver, but out of the backfield on a number of runs, 7 times for 23 yards. The team with 3 kneel downs loses 6. And then the quarterback, Joe Fagnano, 18 carries, 59 yards for the running quarterback. He's also a passing quarterback, 25 of 36, no interceptions, 252 yards in the air. His leading receiver, Marcus Simmons, will stretch his Wyoming Valley Conference numbers even higher. He has in this game 8 catches for 72 yards. Tanner Esposito, 3 catches for 50. Colin Esposito, 6 catches for 63. Latrell Jackson, out of the backfield, 3 catches for 21. The big tight end, Ethan Stryker, 5 catches for 48. And Joe Fagnano, the quarterback, well, he even completed one to himself. Lost a yard on that. He should have dropped it, but I guess the opportunity looked a little too good. 25 receptions in all on 36 attempted passes. No interceptions. Fagnano's thrown only 3 all year, and he has more attempts than anyone in the conference. So, accurate passing, not throwing into trouble. Amasses 252 yards in the air for his team. team that rushed for 187 yards. The Williamsport team comes away with a big victory over Berwick, gives them playoff momentum as they finish with 439 yards in total offense. Exciting game, Jimmy Doyle.
Yeah, and I think Berwick has to feel a little better about themselves going into the playoffs this year than they did last year when they were run out of Crispin Field by the Millionaires by a 33-point margin. I thought Williamsport had a great game plan tonight, and they executed it very, very well. And yet the Bulldogs did not quit when they went down 32-14 and had a chance, were it not for the big play by Daniker sacking Jared Marshman to end the Berwick threats. But an 8-2 record for the season. Terrific bounce-back season considering 18 losses through graduation and a chance to play at home to start those playoffs against a Wyoming area team. And, boy, that's a great first-round matchup because Berwick was really very, very fortunate to win the regular season game at Wyoming area.
At Wyoming area with all sorts of penalties and problems. I think they'd like to feel they've straightened a lot of things out in their game since then. They've gotten a number of contributors back. They've discovered a number of other players who certainly have been helping them out. So I think they will feel stronger and going in with some confidence and playing at home and coming off of a barn burner here. So on to the playoffs.
The final score again, Williamsport 32 and Berwick 27. The Millionaires will go into the playoffs with a 7-3 record. They'll play either Scranton or Hazleton in the 6A playoffs next week. For Berwick, they'll take an 8-2 record into their game against Wyoming area. That will be a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal at Crispin Field. It'll kick off at 7 o'clock. We hope you'll join us for the broadcast. As usual, it will start with the Coach Shepdock Show at 6. The final again, Williamsport 32, Berwick 27. For Andy Ulickney, our spotter, Gary Kreischer, and our producer, Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Classic Rock 103.5.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 in Berwick. See you after the game. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Delos Bakery, Frias Avenue in Berwick. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Anderson Ice Company, keeping you cool all year long. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, a green getaway for your dog. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, for all your home improvements. Metrocast Cablevision, cutting edge entertainment for the whole family to enjoy. Safe Light Auto Glass, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Mayo Funeral Home of Berwick and Shikshini. The law offices of Lutz and